has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
What's up? What's up? Happy Friday. Lord Skunk here, lordskunk.com, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live show. Here we go. Hope everybody had a great week. We're getting ready for our holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend here in the U.S. So if you're watching this outside of the U.S., it's Memorial Day for us, so we're getting ready for a holiday. Appreciate everybody coming out to the show. Appreciate if you're watching a replay if for any reason you missed it. We're going to be doing, of course, our Tier 7 raid for Team Skunk. We're going to get into that here in just a minute. Also, we're going to go over our top 10 characters of the week. And we are going to be giving away our promotions, which if you haven't done so, head over to lordskunk.com, click on promo at the top, fill that out. It takes you just a few minutes. There's just a couple different promos you can do to get in for that. We're going to give that away later in the show. It doesn't look like my compatriot Grand Patron is going to be able to join us. He's been doing some traveling this week, so he's a little jet lagged and spending some time with his family. So he might pop in. You never know. You never know with him. He may pop in and say what's up. So we'll see. But we do have Riemann, who's going to be going over our raid that we have here in just a minute. We'll pop in and check on them. We're doing that in our Discord chat that we have. If you guys have watched our other shows, you know kind of our format. But for those of you that are new or maybe haven't checked out the raids that we do before, really the first hour we kind of game plan. We make sure everybody gets a chance. We send people away, kind of in teams. You don't want to waste any damage either. And then usually after an hour we get down into that phase 4 area, and then we just kind of all start getting have a free for all, see what we can get, see how fast we can get it done. Usually it takes about 5 minutes once we do it. So we're going to check in on that, see how we're doing, see where I'm at. I don't even know what order I go in or whatnot, so we'll find out about that. So good stuff there. Looking forward to getting another raid done, and then pretty soon, I think this might be one of our last raids. I think we're going to have 1 or 2 more raids left this month, right? Then we start a new month, so we'll see how everything pans out with the leaderboards, and we're going to get everybody's opinions. If you have any questions, feel free to post those in the comments. We are live on Hitbox, Twitch, YouTube, and Beam, so if you're on any of those, just feel free to send a message. We do have the chat, which we will get up here in just a few minutes. You can put that in there. We'll be glad to answer any questions that you guys have. But let's check in with Team Skunk, see what's going on with the boys over there. We are recruiting too, so if you're interested in looking for a long-term guild, check out teamskunk.com. That'll get you started, and we'll work with you from there. It's pretty easy. What's going on, guys? We're live. What's up?
Evening, Skunk. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not bad.
Hey, that's Mal Yabeen right there. That's our head recruiter for Team Skunk. So if you're looking to join Team Skunk, go to teamskunk.com. It'll walk you through the process of what to do next. And once you get over to our Discord server, Mal Yabeen is who you're gonna want to look for. And we'll see what guild you'd best fit in.
That's right. Send me a little message, and I'll put you through the very rigorous testing.
Yes. Hello. Do you breathe?
What's your name? I think Riemann is very focused on his attempt.
So is he in there right now?
In a few minutes. Yeah.
Okay,
he takes the earbuds off.
Oh,
he
wow.
Gets a drink, and I think he buckles down.
Hey,
he's gone.
He ain't gonna do high DPS anyway. Not with his free-to-play roster.
He's got 217.
Wow. On phase 1?
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Well, I think
No wonder he's not
150k
talking.
is Ugnaught.
Cast a spell. I got 418.
Yep, 418. Cast a spell.
Jeez, you guys didn't even leave me any chance to get on phase 1 or what? My goodness.
Nope. Snooze it, you lose.
Well, when do I go? I don't even know when I go.
You good for the Zerg this time. No,
Oh, I just go in for dessert. That's it.
no, I'm just teasing, man. You are on 4, right? So you'll probably be in 3.
I don't know. Just tell me when to go.
You're team 4.
Yeah, Team 4 was Welltron.
Whaltron's in house. Hey, real quick too, while we're waiting, I do have a correction to make. Last week, Whaltron said that Team Instinct asked people that were guild hopping back and forth between the guilds to get Han Solo charge or something like that. I did get corrected. I had a few nice messages from a few different Team Instinct members. One of them is Wise Man Pendle. He's an admin on our lordskunk.com Discord server. He just said, hey, just so you know, I just want to give you a heads up, we don't do that. We've had some people say that on the message forums and in different various places, but he said, just so you know, nobody guild hops. We're at 2 different guilds, and the people that are in one guild stay in that guild, and people in the other guild stay in that guild. So just wanted to clarify that. You know, all the people I know from Team Instinct, you know, they're like us, man. If you don't know us, we get a bad rap, just like those guys. If you don't know them, they get a bad rap. You know, all the people I know from Team Instinct, Yoda, Wise Man Pendle, Merlin, Dark Mage, he's over there. You know, a bunch of those guys I know and talk with, and they're all good people. So just wanted to clear that up, make sure we didn't spread any false rumors on here.
We're almost done P1. We've got 10 people.
10 people posted.
That means one needs to go.
That means Team 1 gets to go. Team 1, go now. Somebody post that in game.
Okay, so while we're waiting here, let's talk a little bit about Phase 1. Everybody always has these questions for us. So who are some of our best teams in Phase 1? Well, Cast a Spell is in here. Is he even in here? Not
Is
in here.
Ewok
he
team good?
posted.
Well, I'm just wondering if he was in it, because usually he talks about his teams and whatnot. He's not one to shy away from conversation. So, what are we looking at?
The good damage in Phase 1 is you need a cleanser. There are 4 decent cleansers that you can use. Rex is by far the best because he has turn meter on his basic, and he has big damage on his special attack to knock down those piggies. Otherwise, you're stuck with Elder or Lobot or Akbar. All are decent, but not quite as good. Once you have a cleanser,
so free
you
to
need
play would be looking probably more like an Akbar then. If you're more
Akbar or Elder are probably the 2 best out of those 2. Akbar, as a leader, generates additional attack, so that's a pretty good choice. Elder can res if you don't have a skull, so also pretty good.
Good.
How are you doing? How are you doing 700k damage with the same exact team I have?
I believe that's skill. Skill.
No, it is a little different. I used Ray, and I my 5s I'm still working on.
So the other piece, Skunk, is you need a Dispeller, because both of the piggies can taunt, and the worst thing that can possibly happen to you is to have multiple taunts up with offense up. So Qui-Gon Jinn is probably the best and only option for that position in a Tier 7 guild. Luckily, he's free to play, easy to get, and most people have him.
Very easy to gear, unless you don't have a what?
What a,
Count?
do you think, would Poe be any good? Poe Khan?
So, no, because Plo Koon dispels only one, as far as I know, only one offensive ability. And
Okay.
if you dispel his offense up and not his taunt, or his offense up instead of his retribution, and taunt are still up, you're pretty much resetting.
Okay. What about Asajj?
No.
She's too slow.
Too slow?
Yeah.
Looks like
Pretty
we're moving. Looks like we're moving into 2.
And then your 3 remaining players, Skunk, are 3 DPS. You do not bring a tank, you do not bring a healer into Phase 1. It's too short and you're putting out too much damage. So your 3 best damage dealers, so Ray, Geonosian Soldier, all good options.
A lot of people say not to bring Leia into Phase 1.
I'm not a huge fan. Requiring stealth means you take a turn away, and if you have 2 piggies up and you lose a turn of damage, you might get caught with a couple piggies and offense up, and that's a good way to sink your.
And just to clarify on Leia's, when she's stealth, they can still hit her even when she's in stealth. Just
Yeah,
to clarify.
they hit through stealth, they hit through foresight, so it doesn't help that much to have a perma stealth or foresight character in Phase 1.
Okay.
Yeah, and that gear piece I was thinking about on Qui-Gon that's so difficult that everybody just keeps complaining about is the droid collar.
Right.
I've never seen one of those. What
Yeah,
are
how
those?
many raids have we done? And I haven't got one piece of that salvage or whatever it is that we need for it. I don't know how many raids we've done, but quite a few.
I think 7.
Yeah.
I'm wearing those droid collars like a necklace. I've got.
You've gotten some?
That may not be true.
I did build one. I had to buy a lot of it, though.
Oh, you bought it through the guild shipments?
Yeah.
I think I got one that way too.
So nobody's gotten one, you know, from a
Through
reward.
raise, no,
Yeah,
not me.
We've had we have had 2 or 3 drop for the guild, and it's kind of odd because you'll see it like in the 20s, 30s. The people that are finishing in that area seem to have a better luck on droid collars.
Right. My best payout, I've generally been in the 12 to 15 range. My best payout was 30. I got a furnace.
We got to talk to Deuce. Somebody's got to talk to Deuce, man. 4K.
No, he's at a dinner. He's at a dinner, so he had to basically do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying, like, you know, somebody's got to give him some tips or something.
So Skunk, the last thing is your leader. So you have pretty much one of 3 leaders for phase 1. Akbar, I guess, is a 4th option, but Phasma is far and away your best leader. Gives turn meter, gives guaranteed crit, gives a slow, which is the most important thing you can do to the captain. Your other options are Qui-Gon Jinn as a leader, which isn't nearly as good, but does give you some. And then Old Ben is a not very good leader here, although some people do use him. And that's because you want people to not attack. And Old Ben is great if you're being attacked. So not a great leader.
With the possible 4th, you said, is Akbar.
Yeah, if you have to run Akbar as a cleanser and you are running some other rebels, it's not a terrible idea. But the ideal lineup has Phasma.
Yeah, we're still talking about phase 1, right?
Yep.
And I got a
day.
reminder too on the chat. Just so you guys know, we do have a few new Team Skunk guilds that are looking for members, 75 plus for some of them, 65 plus for others, and then we have a couple brand new. If you're new to the game guild, so if you're interested, again, head over to teamskunk.com. If you're interested in joining a tier 7 rating guild, definitely hit up Malyabeen in Discord. But if you're looking for maybe not quite there yet, maybe you're kind of on the cusp, or maybe you're just new, just post in our guild or our looking for guild channel, and one of the guild leaders will pick you up.
Yeah, with 16 skunk guilds, right? You pretty sure you can find a good spot.
Yeah,
for people.
I think we have more than enough. We have more than enough guild options for people. So regardless of where you're at, just head over to teamskunk.com and we'll figure it out.
So the next one starts at 9.
No.
I'm just teasing.
Who posted that article today about the gear thing on lordskunk.com? Who was that?
That was me.
That was Daniel's Jack.
Yeah, Daniel's Jacks. Yeah, Daniel's Jacks put a really cool post on lordskunk.com. Make sure that you head over there and check that out. We got quite a few contributors over there now that we got the new site set up. So Daniel's Jacks is going to be posting stuff. Wiseman Pendle's moving right now. So his top 10 list, we don't have it all fancy graphics like we normally do. We're just going to have to read off his list, but it's still a good list. And for those that want to know what that list is going to be, he's been changing it up, so it's not just the same thing over and over. This is going to be based on how easy characters are to gear, which is good because, gear is a huge factor. It plays right into what Daniel's Jacks posted on lordskunk.com. It all plays in together on how difficult it is to gear some of these characters, and you got to look at, even if you gear somebody, even if you take somebody up a gear level, does that help you? You know what I mean? Putting Qui-Gon, maybe maxing Qui-Gon isn't going to help you as much as maybe maxing somebody else. And as we know, droid callers are few and far between. So good stuff. Good stuff coming up in the show for the top 10, and good stuff on lordskunk.com. Thank you to Daniel Jacks for doing that, and all the other people that contribute as well. I'm still waiting for Wrath to get his post up. So hint, Wrath, hint, Wrath, hint.
Sorry. Yeah. I got time this weekend, so.
Okay, cool.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, I'm like 3 different live shows. I'm like, and Wrath's going to be having some great stuff posted up there soon, too.
I'm not getting your subtle nudge. What do you mean?
Its post is a picture of Chuck Norris.
That's
is all.
true.
Who said
It's actually a
wink?
picture
Who
of me. I just look like
who said wink, wink, nudge, nudge?
Say no more, say no more.
It's a secret. Can't tell you.
Secret identity.
Birdo.
Yeah.
Sneaking into the main guild chat.
Malyabeen, you got a spot open on your ally list?
I do.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, get with Janko Fett. He won the Yo-Yo Yoda ally code last week, and I think Yo-Yo Yoda might be MIA for a little while. So if you could get with him.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll send him a note and I'll mix up what I have out there.
Cool. Thank you.
I did.
Can't compete with Yo-Yo Yoda though.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be hard for anybody to do that.
I did, however, invite Tiny Grimes onto the show today. He's not coming on today or anything like that, but I reached out to him. We'll see what happens.
All right, we got 16 that have gone in. We can probably get 2.
Yeah, am I really just going for the Zerg or what? What are we doing here?
No, I was
We're saving our big guns for later, Skunk. And yeah, obviously, I mean, you're the best. So we just want to make sure that you go, really just take on P4, like by yourself.
Yeah, just pull a Casaspella.
Yeah, just
Casaspella. No, Skunk. If you're on the stream, and just just go ahead and take a turn, man. Since we're on the stream and we want to kind of show people, we're going in.
We're advertising, man. Do it.
Yeah, well,
We want to get group 2 going.
Well, I was getting a lot of messages from different guild leaders saying, you're more than welcome to come. Dark like Omega. I got one from Omega. I got one from, a couple other guilds I won't name. They're just like, hey, if your guild won't let you take turns in your raid, we'll gladly let you go. You can go as many times as you want. So.
Yeah, well, we were thinking maybe you could just jump from Omega to
oh yeah,
to Alpha.
Here we go. All right, I knew that one was coming. So when are we gonna bring that up about your boy Han Solo? I knew it was coming.
Hey, let's get group 2 going.
Hey, group 2 should go now. Okay, let me send out the message here.
Don't get me started with the guild hopping crap.
Well, I just want to show people. I just want to show people our Discord. Let me flip over. I just want to show people how many people we have. So like, this is how you do a fun raid right here. Okay, look at all these. These are all the guild members that are here in one voice chat channel. This isn't line app. This isn't whatever. We just chat back and forth through text. This is legit. This is like a major conference call right here. Okay, this is how we do business.
Somebody posting game about Team 2.
I did.
It's a community.
Yeah, it's a community, man. That's what we do.
I wanted to ask you guys for phase 2, is Akbar a decent leader for that one? I use Gear 10.
Well, while we're in phase 2, why don't you just go over phase 2, Malia?
Phase 2, you have 2 options of leaders that usually generate the most damage. Our raid, you don't really get to do phase 1 and phase 2 usually. So you pretty much have Phasma or you have Old Ben. Both in the initial numbers we're looking at generate about the same damages. Phase 3 is a better Akbar phase because the cleanse increases your damage. So you want to save your rebel teams if you're attacking multiple different phases for phase 3.
Well, let's do this. Since we have it up on the screen and people can view it, let's build the best phase 2 team right now, and we'll show them. So I got Phasma as my leader. Who else do you think we should put in there?
Ray?
Yes, Genosian Soldier.
Okay, we got Ray, Geo, Phasma.
Old Daka. Maybe.
No.
No.
Qui-Gon, right? Because he'll steal steel turn meter.
Especially if you have Omega to space.
Someone you can buff and maybe RG or 5s.
Yep.
No.
5.
So I would go for 5s because I think his slowdown is a bit little.
So you already have the slow on Phasma's AoE that hits effectively, and unless you've put that last gear 5s, his potency is very, very low.
Okay, so 5s is out. Okay, we got...
Once they nerfed it...
We got Leia, we got Ayla, we got Rex, we got... Who are you thinking?
Rex is a reasonable choice. He generates turn meter during the door phase. Leia is a reasonable choice. She not only does damage during the door phase, gives a crit buff, but also gives another dispellable buff during his bellow attack.
But I would go for a second
Yoda's also
buff, so the Rancor has always some kind of negative buff on him, so I would go for a second buff character, so RG or Faust would my pick, but the opinion is different.
RG's problem is he doesn't generate a lot of damage, and you get both. You get 2 debuffs from Phasma from the basic attack and the AoE. The basic attack actually hits through the Rancor even when not with the door phases inactive. So the initial numbers from the screenshots don't suggest a lot of benefit from adding RG.
Leah will generate a second buff for you, though, that can be dispelled, so it'll protect you during bellows.
All right,
You're
sounds
not
good.
going to want to use Yoda now because we're 50% into life on this stage, so you're not going to get the benefit of his skill.
So before 50%, Yoda is a great choice, but your best bet if you want to maximize damage in phase 2 and 3, to wait until the Rancor is below 50%, because you get an additional buff during the door phase that increases speed.
Yeah, we're just going to go for the door right away, right?
Yep.
Yep.
With just basic attacks. This is a time when you can also stealth Leia to maximize her damage during the door phase if you're getting the door down effectively.
Hey, what do you guys think about Hoth Rebel Scout during this phase? With his basic gives the team turn meter as well.
It depends by his potency.
Potency wouldn't determine percent chance. Hoth Rebel Scout's an option. Most people don't have a very aggressively geared Hoth Rebel Scout. Damage numbers are probably about the same as most attacking choices not named Rey. If you have a very geared out Hoth Rebel Scout, probably a reasonable option, but most people don't have that.
What about the Resistance Pilot?
Another great choice. So the point in phase 2 and 3, the key is gear. The higher the gear character, the longer they'll survive, the more damage you. So if you have an offensive character that's well geared, that's someone you want to put in. IG-86 goes up to gear 11. If you have him at gear 11, great choice. If you don't, terrible choice because he's slow and he'll die fast.
Molly being averages about 13k damage per attack, by the way. Just want to let you guys know.
I do. But I play blindfolded and I let my daughter push all the buttons.
13k. Yeah. It's a couple
that's about 3 attempts for Deus Ex Machina.
You just wait.
His phone
Deuce and I are working together. He's coming back. Give him a few.
He's your Padawan, right?
That's right.
He's the one you taught how to play this game.
That's right.
He's doing. I mean, he the problem is he wants to be he's just mad because there's never been a member of the Jedi Council that wasn't a master first, Wah. So, Skunk, how you doing in there?
I've reached that, but I'm back in.
So the other leader that I can't figure out why it works quite as well as it does is Old Ben. Old Ben's putting up some pretty sick numbers with people around him. We'll have character profiles and some numbers for you probably next week, but another great choice if you haven't stuck with Phasma. And Old Ben's a great arena choice.
Does Old Ben get a lot of dodge from the Rancor? Like, I mean, you really dodge a lot when the Rancor attack?
I don't. I've never run it myself, but it seems to be generating some big numbers.
Yeah.
He does. Big evade, which gives turn meter.
If you don't got a Phasma or Old Ben, good third or fourth lead.
I mean, then you're talking Qui-Gon Jinn to give speed. Depends on the composition of what you're running. You want to try to maximize some synergies.
About Darth Sidious, just because I crit.
I mean, it's the same thing as as trying to run Boba Fett. If you have a maxed out Sidious, sorry you wasted that gear and money. But yeah, probably be reasonable.
Yeah, my Ben is gear 9, but I haven't put his leader abilities. I haven't put Nats into his leader ability yet, so he's only at level 3.
I mean, Riemann, with your arena team, you may get more out of a rebel team because you put so much into that other team. You'd have to play around. You could try both.
Oh no, you just killed my Leia and Rey and my Phasma.
Try.
All right, we're in phase 3.
Do you think I should try Old Ben lead or just Old Ben as a
I would not. Bringing Old Ben on as a non-lead is not choice. But Old Ben as a lead generates numbers very comparable to Phasma.
Don't forget to take your screen caps. Okay, so I ended up at 286 in phase 1.
That's decent.
286 is about where people go, somewhere between 280 to 320, unless they're playing games with the doors.
I just did 401,000 in phase 2.
Are you guys close? Are you guys getting the door down twice?
No.
No.
That is really nice. So
Is
400K.
is anybody getting the door down twice?
Hey, we're at 28. We need to send team 3.
Team 3. So Alpha, Mole, Eliza. So you did that damage on phase 2?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you run?
I posted it on the screen.
Well, just for the people that are watching.
Yeah. No, I got you. I ran Phasma, GS, Ray, Stormtrooper Han, and Qui-Gon.
Oh, so yeah, so that sped him up a little bit then, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I put his taunt on right when the door went down, and then I got Phasma's speed down on the Rancor while the door was down, which helped quite a bit. And then Qui-Gon's turn manipulation on his basic. The door was down, which normally doesn't happen. So I got a few shots in before, and then as soon as the door went up, I had Phasma's victory edge to get everybody a turn again. So that worked really well.
Nice. Okay, so when the door drops with Phasma, you do the slow first, and then you buff everybody.
I did because I had.
We're in phase 3 right now, Raph?
Yeah, we're in phase 3.
So there's 2 groups to go yet, so they should both just get in their one attack now, right? So that they at least get
Team 3 and 4 go now. Team 3 and 4 should take their one attack, and somebody just write that in-game chat also.
Done.
I just want to give a shout out to all the people in the chat. Appreciate you guys coming in to the various chats that we got. It's on the screen. Baldo, James, Archangel. Oh man, there's a bunch of people. Alexander, what's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out. If you got any questions, feel free to post those. We got quite a few people in this chat room right now, and if one can't answer it, I'm sure there's a couple others that can.
What's the question?
No, I'm saying if they have any questions. I'm saying even if one person couldn't answer it, we still got a bunch of others that could. It's kind of, Look at Riemann. He's like, I can answer any question. What are you talking about? I can answer any question.
Well, I have a question. Okay, who's the best dressed hero? Come on, guys.
Well, it's definitely not Rey in her pillowcase, or Leia in her pillowcase. Yeah, what do they make the girls like all homely? I don't know. I think Akbar looks pretty dapper. But Daka's wearing that pretty dress.
Daka, she definitely needs a lot to dress up that face.
Yeah.
Ayla Secura.
Oh, yeah. It's a good choice. Yeah, good choice. Yep. So remember last time we did this, I told you guys Ayla was going to be my project, and there she is now. She's my number 2 most powered character. So
I mean, Ray's got a nice ensemble of like used rags and towels and stuff she wraps around herself.
Yeah, I like the belly shirt of Ayla. That's a good call.
Hey, how are you liking Ayla now? I'm about 7 shards away from 7-starring her.
I have her power. Her basic is at 7. Her second one is I just got it to 6. And then her superior riposte is at level 3. So I'm gonna completely max her out. I'm probably gonna put the omegas in her basics. Everybody's saying that's pretty strong. That extra 10% to call and assist. And then I'm gonna run her. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, this is kind of why I did this. This is one of the reasons why I ended up doing this with Ayla and not somebody else. Is I'm thinking about a high hit point team, like a super kind of tanky. Like Phasma has like almost 40k or 40k hit points of protection. Ayla is going to be up there. 5s, if you ever get a droid caller, can be really tanky. Royal Guard, he needs the same thing. But you got Old Ben, that's an option. But one of the things I was thinking, kind of going like an assist team, you could put in Tusken Raider. He's got like 40k hit points and protection too. So there's kind of some unique options. I'm thinking high hit points might be kind of cool to try that out.
Yeah, I like doing that. You take Kit.
Yeah,
I
Kit
love
Fisto. Yep, you're
Phasma.
right. Yep, Kit Fisto too. Yeah. Yep, he was.
Who's gone so far? How many people have gone so far?
And you can beat him to death with wet noodles.
Yep.
I'm still in
They
there.
get slapped a lot.
I'll
Not
tell
hard,
you
but
what,
they get
man.
slapped
I'll
a
tell
lot.
you what with Kit Fisto though. He's like the unsung hero, dude. He was the unsung hero, the pre-nerfed Wussy Yoda event. He was the unsung hero of Galactic Wars for me the other day. I mean, that guy, for whatever reason, I mean, he just hangs through anything. He's like always the last man standing. So, you know, that guy, I mean, he's got 40. If you get him maxed out, all he needs is furnaces. So, like Ayla, you know, he just needs furnaces. He doesn't need his pre-craft droid callers, Nubian scanners, all that crap. So, you know, you get them up there, they're 40k hit points. That's a lot of damage to go through. Plus, you know, he will counter. So, yeah, there's some advantages.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Kit Fisto.
Kit Fisto definitely has a lot of HP.
Yeah, I mean, tons. Just, I mean, he's like a tank. I mean, him and Ayla both are like tanks. And, you know, he's throwing
Put them
Captain
together
Phasma.
with Phasma, they hit a lot.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking the Raider. The Raider would be good too, you know, because he's at like 40k hit points. So.
All right.
How many people have attacked so far?
33. I've got my last refresh. Yep.
Well, your guys' buddy is over there in his Discord, just loving life, man. They're just over there because Old Pro got me, beat me out. I didn't have a refresh in time. I had like 5 minutes when my refresh would have been up, you know, for my payout. And I was like, I don't want to spend the extra crystals to do it. I'm not that worried about it. And then bam, he snuck in there and got me, got number 1 spot. So I finished 3rd today. But I know he's over there loving life. I'm sure he's posting screenshots and whatnot.
I got sniped too.
Took down the mighty skunk.
Never mess with a skunk.
Never. Now I'm gonna make him pay.
So, Mal, you on?
I hate taking pictures on my phone.
I think Molly is taking his shots right now. You know, he was talking about how, you know, I don't talk during my turn because I got to concentrate. And, you know, he's not even in here. Tisk, 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 tisk. Molly B.
Might have threw his phone. Might have just threw
What
it
are
against
your
the wall.
What are your thoughts? I have I need my next furnace. I could either take Darth Sidious up or
No, whatever the other option is, it's the other one.
well, the problem is I've got him matted out all 7s on everything.
Yeah, me
Or I
too.
take Akira up, and she's all 3s.
Who?
He's talking about Sakura.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Ahsoka, absolutely. Ahsoka, absolutely. She does more damage,
Even
and
if-
she also does a heal.
Okay, just consider it a sunk loss, right? Okay.
Listen,
And
you know,
and she only needs 1 furnace.
it's not necessarily a sunk loss. I mean, you know, Sidious has his place. I mean, in either GW or maybe at some point again in PvP if things change a little bit. But I mean,
Yeah.
right now he's definitely not somebody you want to pump any more resources into. You know, whatever you pumped into him already, just leave it at that.
Well, yeah, that's because of mats. But that's my biggest problem. Is besides scanners, is ability mats.
Yeah, but
Listen,
you're
I
talking
geared him up,
about
and
just
I'm mad
purple
at him
mats,
up.
though, right? You're not talking about omegas, right? You just put purple.
Right,
mats
just
in.
purple. So I've got him all 7. Ahsoka's all 3. So that's why I was just wondering.
Yeah, but I mean, really, you know, you got the weekend. You're gonna get a lot of ability mats.
Okay,
You know, over
fair.
the weekend. So.
I'm about
Well,
to, I'm
well,
about
hey,
to
in
cap
the
off-
thing,
I'm about
the
to
things
cap-
this
I'm
weekend
about to
too.
cap off my
The
I'm about to
Omega
cap
thing,
off-
guys.
Go ahead.
Oh, the Omega events this weekend too. That's right. Yeah, he's right.
I already
I'm
done
about
mine.
Yeah, you get purple mats out of that too.
You damn Canadians.
It's
And
not
your-
even
and your
Canadian. It
reset
doesn't have
time.
anything to do with Canada. He's on a freaking Japan time
Different
zone
time.
or something.
Yep.
He's on the same
well,
time zone
different
as
time
us,
zone.
bro. He's on Eastern time, just like us.
No, I know. It's just I was just joking, but I mean, I'm about to cap off my gear 11 7-star maxed out resistance trooper.
Hey, and just so you guys know too, if you're just joining us, make sure you get in for the promos. We're gonna be giving away ally codes and stuff tonight. Head over to lordskunk.com, click on promo at the top, get on now, taking just a few minutes to do that. Now, just as a side note, if Yo-Yo Yoda is MIA, we're gonna be giving away Darktron's cell phone number, or not cell phone number, but a number you can text. So if you have questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you'll be able to text him about a certain team comp or whatever, about what is it, house music, what is it? What is it? Dubstep?
Dubstep? If you're making s'mores, he'll sleep over your house too.
Yeah. So
God.
But you have to pick him up.
Yeah, he can talk to you about public transportation. There's a lot of different things he can talk to you about. So if you would like to get in for that drawing, if for any reason we can't get Yo-Yo Yoda's ally code because he's been missing in action, we'll get you Darktron's text number. You can text him anytime you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We're up to 43 guys.
If you're ever in a jam and you really need a, if you're ever in a jam, you really need a bus schedule. I mean, Darktron, number one. Give him a call right away. He'll tell you. Or, I mean, if you're just, if you're just wondering what it's like to, to 7-star or, 6-star your Luminara, 6-star your Luminara yesterday, Darktron is definitely somebody who can tell you about the free-to-play tactics.
Absolutely.
Hey, at least I don't have a free-to-play roster, okay, like you.
Well, the other thing that's very good about Darktron is that if you do win his text number, make sure that you ask him this question. He loves this question. If you're stranded on a desert island, who would you want to bring with you? He loves that. He loves to do that question back and forth. So,
hey, Daniels.
Oh God.
Oh, we missed it.
I watch one moment.
Well, keep in mind we only have 48 people in the guild right now.
40, I think 7, yeah.
And,
Because
how many-
Karthik is still MIA.
Oh yeah.
How many people have gone?
43.
So we need 4 more.
3.
Greetings from Alaska. Nice. School Wi-Fi.
Oh, Daniels Jack's doing his thing. He's finding out who hasn't gone yet.
Looks like we just over.
Genius just went. I just.
MRA Rogue said tenacity is key in Rancor. You think this is true?
Yeah. We're up to 45.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, guys. I'm really glad the way these raids are working out, man. That's so good. We're talking about 45 people, all synced.
And we're in phase 4. Sorry, Ramon.
Okay, so again, let's wait just a few more minutes, and we'll call the Zerg.
Can we wait at least?
We don't want to change.
Yeah, can we wait at least one more hour?
No, wait to the top of the hour.
No, I don't want to.
Can we just do it at 9 p.m. Eastern?
I don't want to change it for anybody that may be thinking that they can still come in at 8 and get an attack in.
Right.
If we call Zerg right now, it'll be over before 8 o'clock for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is, I'm saying call it at 8 for 2 reasons. That reason 1, and 2 also because of payouts. If people are trying to keep their one spot, it's really hard to do both. It's impossible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, listen. We're trying to give everybody a shot here, so I think we're doing pretty good. I think we got almost everybody in. Once we see that, so pay attention to it, and once we see that everybody is gone, one time, we'll call Zerg.
Yeah, no, that's a good point though, because there might be. You're right. There might be people that they're just waiting.
Yeah,
till late.
we have a
46.
couple people who won't be back until 7:55. So if we can wait till 8, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's good.
We're up to
Good call, I like
46
that.
though.
Let's wait till 8.
I say we
So
wait
for
till.
the
I say
next-
wait till 9. Why not? We're just having fun, man. We're just trying to have a
So for-
conversation here, Riemann. Why do you got to keep butting in?
He's got a raid to run.
This raid's on autopilot.
Only because it's well oiled.
Well-oiled machine. Baldo said it. So is recruitment happening now since only 48 members? Yes, we are currently recruiting many Team Skunk guilds. We had how many? What's the count we got right now? I don't know.
16 guilds.
16.
I mean,
16?
I thought we were talking about Darktron sleepover party or
Oh God.
his cell
Doing
phone
that
number.
again.
Well, let me get through the
got
actual
off topic.
recruitment part since we do have some spots. Yeah, we are looking for for some people for the main guild.
So Skunk, how close are you to Han Solo? Who's got the who here?
I think I had what I say. I just said it last time, 45 or something like that.
I think Wrath is in the lead. He has 142, so if we keep him in the bottom 10, he won't get him this.
谢谢你，丁华喂，你好。
So Wrath is in the lead. How many Han Solo shards do you have, Wrath?
Let me look.
Show us your Han. Come on.
Have you guys talked about Han at all?
65.
Show me your Han. I'll show you mine.
You got 65?
Yep.
Let's see what I got.
I have 62.
40.
Molly, where are you at?
Oh, 41.
I think I'm in
41.
I think I'm in the 50s.
Well,
did you guys talk about Han already?
You can
Last
definitely. No.
34 for me.
You know, in the spirit of teamwork, I would donate my Han shards to Wrath.
I would
know
also
Mandarin too, so it should be good.
I would also accept Wrath's spirit of teamwork.
I looked at his abilities. We'll talk about his abilities after the raid.
Since this seems to be okay.
Yeah, we can talk more about that after the raid. We'll talk about Han. I was looking at his abilities and stuff. And...
Make sure you look at him at rank 8, not rank 1. Rank 1 is terrible.
Yeah, if you look at lordskunk.com, which you guys should be checking multiple times a day, you'll see that it's his maxed out abilities I have listed. I think. Maybe I don't. No, maybe I didn't. I was gonna do it, but I didn't do it. No, I didn't. I just did what EA Jesse. I think I took the information EA Jesse put up because I was kind of in a hurry when I did it.
Most of the negative comments about Han don't take into account his ridiculous scaling with ability math.
I did see somebody like really upset. They were really mad because old Ben, they said his leadership, or not his leadership, his unique ability is not. It's like misleading. Because they say that if he dies and then they bring him back like with old Doc or Ewok Elder and he dies again, that it's not, triggering that. Like it's not triggering over and over again. I'm like, I don't think that's misleading at all. I mean, if he dies once, you get the buffs.
How many times do you have to reset the Rancor to get him to eat Ben twice?
I don't know. I don't even know if he was talking about the raid. I don't know if he meant raid or if he just meant in general. He's like, I don't know. I didn't understand that. I mean, how many times could you have old Ben die in any scenario? You know what I mean? What would you be doing that you could... It just seems weird to me.
That was Cosmic Turtle complaining.
Was it? Yeah, I saw some people were responding to him, and then somebody made this analogy that, well, what if the new Han character, what if he died and you brought him back? You shouldn't be able to use it. Well, no, clearly that's not even a good comparison because Han's ability shoots first at the beginning of any encounter. So even if you brought him back, it's not the beginning of the encounter. So that wasn't even a good comparison.
So 5 months ago, there was a team with maxed out Ewoks and a minimally leveled and geared old Ben so that you could do that. Could get old Ben as high to a certain level and then just kill him and have Elder just revive him over and over again. But I haven't seen anyone do that in 5 months.
Yeah, that guy must have watched an old video and thought he wanted to do that team or something. Well, did it work then? Did the old Ben thing work then?
I have no idea. Probably.
So I'm assuming they just made a fix or change to him. Interesting. Yeah, we'll talk about Han Solo after the raid then. So who's going to be on with us tonight? Grand Patron will not be with us, I don't think. He's been traveling all week. So who's going to hang out for some discussion after the raid?
If you need me to, I don't mind doing it.
Oh, I didn't even think that was a question. I mean, I thought you just usually are always there. If you're not playing a board game.
Just double.
He's playing as Neo Geo.
But on top of that, who's gotten a chance to see the X-Men movie yet?
I did.
I'll see it.
I didn't get to go yet. So how was it? I'm hearing bad.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed to be honest. It was okay.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Oh no, I'm not gonna give you spoilers. It was just okay.
Yeah, okay. Good.
I watched it online. It's okay movie.
You watched it online already? They already had a copy.
Yeah, somebody had a screen copy of it. Somebody had a screen copy of it. That's doing the award for the MAs or whatever.
Whaletron's got a pick system.
Yeah, Wiltron, I'm glad you told the whole entire world that you're iPirate. Good job.
Well, I watched it at my friend's house, not my house.
Oh, okay. It was your friend that did. Always like that guy. I got a friend that, you know. Yeah.
He's a studio exec and had a pick system.
So apparently, you know, hold the door. For any of you Game of Thrones fans,
Almost a spoiler.
What am I holding the door for?
MRA Rogue said he just reported you for piracy.
You're holding the door for Bran Stark.
Did anything happen this summer either?
I don't know. You know, it could be. Maybe the children.
I can't wait for this Sunday.
You know,
Game of Thrones. It's gonna be awesome.
I think somebody snuck in on
on
phase 4, didn't it?
Some people say the children are where the walkers come from.
What's going on?
What's up?
No, are people taking pot shots?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it just
no,
looked like
that-
damage
that
was
was-
down to me.
That was me. That was it was an accident. I got killed while I was practicing.
That was totally me. It was an accident.
It's the first time it's ever happened, and it was he killed 4 guys at once. It wasn't.
He doesn't go. You know.
So Mo Eliza only jumped up like 8 spots.
We're creating a list called Wrath's Most Wanted. Okay, and it's just gonna, you know, Maul Eliza's number 1, obviously, right now.
I'm gonna give Mole Eliza a pass because he got first damage and only went phase 1 on one of our first raids. He went once.
Yeah, and he also
has the record.
He also is one of our number 1 contributors.
He has the best name ever, dude. You have the option to change your name, so he does. He changed it to Alpha Mo Eliza. I love it. I love it.
Indeed.
Well, he's also one of our number 1 contributors, so Alpha Maul Eliza is, I guess, an okay in my book.
I appreciate it. I apologize. It won't happen again.
Guys, don't forget, today is Dark Side Guild Daily.
But also, Wrath's Most Wanted list is going to be for people that aren't contributing. The bottom 3, you're going to be on the top of the list.
I almost missed the 600 contributions today because I was trying to save all my stuff for these stupid Dark Side. I didn't even pay attention. Good thing I happened to flip over and I looked at my what I needed to complete my thing for the Omega, you know, the daily Omega thing, and I was like 488 of 600. I was like, what?
Okay,
I tell you
two
what I'm
people are
going to do.
missing.
I'm just not going to do any more text.
I just tell you the two, Carfig and Hypnotic Talent have not attacked, everyone else has attacked, and yeah, 3 people are in trouble, but I won't tell their names, they are attacked twice.
We're going to send a message to Hypnotic, I'll send him one now.
I just won't do any more attacks this way. That'll even it out.
No, it's not you, it's before you.
The double whammy.
Yoda no good here?
Yoda's very good here, especially in the first half.
Alright, this is what I really got left. I got Obin, Fives, Ayla, Rex, and Yoda.
Well away.
Are we really at that point right now?
And then I got all like healers left. Healers and tanks.
I'd really like to get Hypnotic in there before we do this.
Well, normally he's in the chat, so it must be something up today.
To get full participation. Yeah, he's in. I mean, he knows. I mean, he knows the deal. You know, the thing is, he's like a driving instructor, so when he's working, it's tough for him to get away sometimes with you know, people literally sitting next to him learning how to drive.
He said, "Is the reason Leia and this is Baldo? Is the reason why Leia and Rey are the fastest because ladies first?"
Have we called out Zerd yet?
No.
No. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Some time.
I don't think my Yoda is even. He doesn't have any. Oh, my leadership ability on Yoda's maxed? Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. Interesting. All right. You think him as leader then?
Sure.
Not
Old
Old Ben.
Ben is probably better.
Yeah, Old Ben. Yeah, because they dodge. Him and Dooku, they do dodge a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to do this at this point. It's not fair to everybody else.
Here we go.
All right, let's call out Zerd.
Okay.
Well, let me get a couple attacks in and then do it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I got.
Who's killed him?
After this, I got a whole stable of healers that are going to go in, so we'll see how that goes.
Where's Ergen?
Where's
Yes.
Ergen?
Yes, Zerg.
Everybody Zerd. Go bananas. Finish it up.
He can't touch Old Ben.
That's when he picks him up and shoves him in his mouth.
Yeah, well, that's good. I don't mind when he does that. Rex is down. Oh, did some damage on Old Ben there. Yep, Old Ben's gone. Yes. Oh, no, and then he does his Rancor thing where he blew all my buffs away. What a jerk.
I just took 5 good smacks.
This is my favorite Star Wars remix too, James.
Girl. Ooh.
Fives is down. Foresight works here.
Down to 11.
11%?
Yeah.
Crap, this team took way too long. They did 119k damage over.
Yep, it's done.
It's done, dude. Are you kidding me?
2 minutes.
I got one team in at the end. Top 10. I guess we'll take it. Nobody bumps me down. If your name's Shane N, Maui Bean, JVU, Alpha, all you guys can stay in, but nobody below them can stay. If you're out, get out. You're still in there. I don't want to get remonned. Cool, good job, guys.
I'm still in there, doing a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Yoda.
You're number 18. I'm not that worried. Billy, Jedi Ghost, Mick Sanchez, or dust them up. As long as they're not in, I'm fine.
Oh, yes. I'm 16, buddy.
I bet Remon's got his Darth Maul in there. He's gonna wreak havoc.
I can't believe I only got one team into the Zerg, dude. It just they wouldn't stop. They just kept going because they had that stupid foresight. Yoda kept putting foresight everywhere.
That's why I don't put Ben into Phase 4 now, because it's a Zerg. He lives too long.
Yeah. Well, he actually was the first one, well, second one on my team to die. But as soon as he died, dude, he did, Rancor did that thing where he blows your buffs off, you know?
Oh, Bellows, yeah.
Yeah, like right after he died, I was like, are you kidding me?
No.
I actually did really pretty good for Phase 4 a bit.
Yeah,
I got.
No,
I got.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He just kept attacking. He just kept like trying to like single out Ben, and Ben wasn't even leader, man. I just like threw in a team, and Resistance Trooper did a lot of damage, you know, and he just kept trying to whack Ben, and he kept dodging. So it was like I like the rest of my team just stayed alive. The damage.
So basically, I got Remond by Remond. Nice.
You got Remond.
By Remond.
Doesn't matter anyway. You know, any of us in the top 15, we're not getting full pieces. We're getting F.
Yeah, that's right.
You're better off
Number
being lower.
37 is the best spot. It's Primo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what I'm hoping. That was my plan all along.
All right, so I guess we might as well go over Han Solo now. Let's pull him up.
Let's also go over Yukikaze.
Who?
The guy who got Han Solo first.
I don't want to. Don't talk about him, please, or I'm gonna rage about it.
Let's go over Yukikaze Ayako Mami.
The person that abuses the game mechanics, lovely.
Unless he's on your shard, it's not going to matter.
Even if he was, is it really gonna matter as a 4-star? Was it 5-star Han Solo?
It's a 5-star Han Solo.
5-star Han Solo is gonna be the difference maker of that arena.
I think he's already got him up to 6 stars.
Are you kidding? Or are you being facetious?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
That's so ridiculous. That'd be so ridiculous.
So he doesn't come 7-star like Yoda did?
Yoda did come 7-star. He's
No,
basically
but
the exact same as Yoda. Basically the exact same. Same
I
way.
thought 145 was 7-star.
145 is 5-star. And that's why you
Okay.
gotta do tier 6 and tier 7 at Yoda.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's
Do you
okay.
guys have Echo yet?
I don't know. Somebody does. Somebody saw
We have
Echo.
we have a couple people with Echo. He seems to work best in an all-clone team, and I don't know anybody right now who has that full team running, but he probably will do well with the right synergies.
My dad does. He has Rex, Echo 5s, and Clone Sergeant.
So why isn't your dad raiding with us? Where was he?
I don't know. I've asked if he wants to. He's like, nah. I don't know.
Is he in our guild?
He's not in the guild?
No.
Who is he?
He's
Yokikaze, that guy.
He's not
Is that your dad?
He's not part of the community at all.
Oh.
Get him in here, man.
Oh, so he doesn't like skunk? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I'm trying to tell you that.
Boot Ferno now. Boot him. Boot him.
I'm gonna have a talking to with your father, son. Okay, so let's go over Han Solo newly released abilities into the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Highly controversial, but it is what it is. I mean, in a month, are we even gonna remember this? No, probably not. But let's take a look. Han Solo is a hard-hitting critical attacker that always shoots first. Well, only at the beginning of the match, but Han's unique ability gives him a free attack at the start of combat that stuns his target before any other unit can take action. Disrupting a key target at the start of every battle will give your squad a considerable advantage, but choosing the right target will be critical to maximizing Han's ability, so choose carefully. Capable of buffing his entire team with his lucky nature, critical chance up, dealing extra damage to enemies with less than 50% turn meter, and his unique shoots first ability. Han Solo is capable of turning the tide of battle from the very first shot. I think that might be overselling it a little bit, but
So the correct target, Skunk, is any tune that rhymes with the word may.
yeah. Or if May's not there, you could always do Maya, because
Maya, also another excellent choice.
yeah, because you can stop her before she disappears on you. Okay, so we'll go over his abilities on SWGOH. I think these are his base abilities, so let's pull them up over on the SWGOH.gg, and we'll let you guys who have been studying him go over what?
So before you get to abilities, Skunk, and while you're pulling it up, his speed I think is around 136, which is good. His health is relatively low. I think in the total health is around the 23,000 health and protection at max gear. So he will be a little bit of a fragile character if he's not protected with the right buffs or other people around him.
Well, I heard some people kind of refer to him as maybe like the light side first order TIE pilot. What do you think?
I don't think there's a character quite like him. We'll see when we go through his kit.
Okay,
he will
so
be
let's-
amazing on the right team.
Let's start with power, 688, 86, 136 speed. I think you said that. 11,383 health with 10,000 in protection. So right around 22K health protection, give or take. 980 purples to max
I
gear.
believe that's 5 raid specific gears, but don't quote me on that.
Okay, we could look that up technically, but he gets to tier 10. So let's start with quick draw. This is his maxed out, if you omega'd it, ability. Deal physical damage to target enemy. This attack deals 50% more damage to targets with less than 50% turn meter. Damage between 3,400 and 3,800. What are you guys' thoughts on quick draw?
So this is a moderate damage basic attack that doesn't give turn meter. What the AI will just not use correctly, but if used by a player could be powerful. On an Akbar team, this is what you'll be firing all over the place. But this is probably the least impressive of his kit.
Okay, wait a minute. What is he? Light
He's
side
a rebel and a
scoundrel.
scoundrel.
Scoundrel and rebel. Okay, good. So like Lando. Okay. And then let's look at Deadeye. 3-turn cooldown. Deal physical damage to target enemy and gain turn meter equal to Han's critical chance. So explain this to us.
So this is a relatively high damage secondary. I believe the range was in like the 6,000 to 7,000.
6,900 to 7,600.
But he's going to be on teams that buff critical chance. He'll have Leia around him. He can self-buff critical chance. Could have other characters that guarantee critical chance, like Phasma, that can make that a very high damage attack.
So kind of explain for people that maybe don't quite understand what this power could do, how they would want to use this to be effective.
So you want to maximize your critical chance before you use this. The AI won't be able to do it, but you will. So any character that increases critical chance, Leia's basic, Phasma's victory mark, other things that increase critical chance will cause this to do increased damage.
And that leads us right into his next special, Never Tell Me the Odds, 4-turn cooldown. All allies gain critical chance up and evasion up for 2 turns, and Han has a 50% chance to gain 45% turn meter. So basically what you're saying, okay, is that you're going to do Never Tell Me the Odds, in most cases, then you would use Deadeye.
So this is kind of the skill I think that puts him on a specific kind of team, which is an evasion Old Ben style, or God forbid Dooku team. He's the only character I think that gives a whole group evasion up. Combine that with a leadership skill of Old Ben or Dooku, you've got a lot of powerful buffs that you're giving your team at the start. In addition, you've already stunned Rey or Leia. You're going to have a huge advantage on an evasion base.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then finally, his unique ability, shoots first. Han has a plus 35% counter chance and a plus 10% critical chance. Han takes a bonus turn at the start of each encounter. During this turn, he can only use his basic ability, but it will stun the target for 1 turn.
So if he wasn't annoying enough, he also counters, which is clearly the thing everybody looks for in a toon you're fighting against. The interesting part here we'll have to keep an eye on is that his basic does damage based on turn meter, and depending on how the programming's done, his basic will hit as a counter with 100% turn meter or 0%. So that could be a very powerful counter or kind of a lame duck counter.
Good point. Yeah, that makes sense.
I wait for Daniel's Jack to do the numbers for me.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they say. You know, they might, that could be their buff or their nerf to him, depending on how they want him to roll out, you know. Right? Because technically they can control when that would trigger. I mean, are they gonna count it at when the ability goes off at 100%, or interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the automatic thing when people first saw him was to stick him on an Akbar team, getting extra attacks, but I think he will, at least at first look, be most valuable on that evasion-based team. Someone else could speak to the crit buff teams, like I think Lando's leadership gives crit buff, and he's also a scoundrel, so you may also have some other teams that work well.
Yeah.
I think Wrath can tell us how he runs when he has him at 7 stars.
Who's that?
Nobody, Wrath.
Yes.
Han.
Yeah. I'll probably dab a little bit before that happens.
Yeah, so gear 8, he needs that furnace to get to 9. And then at 9, he needs another furnace. He needs a Nubian security scanner. And the Nubian tech design, is that one?
Yep.
Yep, okay, so he needs, so right there's 3 more pieces. And then he just needs a stun gun and a furnace at 10.
This is somebody who, when you get him, you're going to have planned out all this stuff beforehand and probably have it sitting there.
Yeah,
so as soon as you get him, you're going to want him just absolutely pristine and ready to be put right out in that arena.
He's going to go with my Grievous. It'll be awesome.
Oh, God, Grievous.
I'm going to max out Grievous. I heard that he's actually doing some beast damage maxed. And if not, I'll lie to you guys about it.
Well, Riemann just told me the other day that he has a maxed out Grievous now, he said.
It's not, true, it's not gear 10. It's I have my gear 8 right now.
Yeah, it takes a couple of furnaces, unfortunately.
You know what? I had a furnace pop the other day, and I almost didn't buy it in shipments.
Yeah, I'm getting close to that point, right? Because I need so many scanners and the other stuff.
Well, I thought that when they popped in there and you click on them and they show you what characters need them, I didn't realize that if a character like Kit Fisto, for example, I didn't do a lot with Kit Fisto up until this point. So, he still needs to go up 1 more level before he could use that scanner. So I thought it might show you even future use, but it doesn't. So, it only showed me that Dooku, Lumi, and can't remember who the other one. Oh, Ewok Elder. So I did buy it. I did end up buying it. I put on Ewok Elder. They're kind of my autopilot Galactic War team. So.
Oh, nice. I want to put one on him.
Yeah, so he's doing pretty good. I mean, I can definitely see a little bit of an improvement in the. You know what? Now he never gets targeted in Galactic Wars. Now they all target Chirpa. Now that I put that on him, I have noticed that.
Nice.
Yeah. So, well, and if they kill Chirpa, at least Ewok Elder can res him.
I got Phasma to gear 10 today, and by tonight I should have Luke and Resistance Trooper at gear 11.
Yeah, I took Resistance Trooper to 11 this morning.
How is it?
Don't know, because I still need material mats, to be fair.
Yeah, he does a lot of damage.
Baldo wants to know if First Order TIE Pilot is the best DPS character in the game.
No, but I gotta tell you, at max gear, he actually is doing pretty good for him now.
The best DPS character in the game is Rey. It has been now 2 meta. Yep.
Now, here's the question on the TIE Pilot Gear 11. How good is his damage from Gear 11 from before the damage from the scales from the nerf?
I don't know. But
I mean,
he can crit for 15, 16K.
Okay.
The biggest gains you get from gear is survivability in the raid. So it's not so much your damage increase; it's that you can hit over and over again, where before you got 2 shots.
Yeah, and he's about 23,000 combined health and protection, I think, now.
So real quick, what I want to do is we got some people saying, "Oh, who are the new people on the show?" Well, they're not really new on the show because they've been here with us for several raids, but they're not as vocal. They're more vocal than Knight. But if Malia Bean and Wrath could introduce themselves, we'll start with Malia Bean real quick.
Sure.
I got to jump up anyways to grab the list off the printer for Daniels Jacks. But yeah, just introduce yourself real quick. Let people know kind of how long you've been playing. You know what, a little bit about you, and whatever. Do it. Take it over.
Sure. So I've been playing on Guard since launch. I'm a moderate beta player who tries to basically build some teams, then play around a little bit. I don't talk much during the streams usually because it's the exact time when my daughter's being put to bed, which is a very ineffective way to run a stream. But my interest here now that I'm recruiting is trying to find some good people who want to hit that Rancor pinata, and also doing some work with Daniels Jack on looking at some damage. So if you put some interesting characters in against the Rancor, take some screenshots, send them to me, because we're trying to figure out, when someone asks, is Resistance Pilot a great choice in Phase 3? Nobody really knows because we have 2 or 3 screenshots. So the more information we have, the better information we can give out to everybody.
And that was Malia Bean, by the way.
Yeah,
Malia Bean. MALIABEEN. Did I spell it right?
I think so. That's what happens when every time you play a mobile game, you have to name it after your daughter.
Nice.
You get called your daughter.
Nice.
Also,
now you
also Malia Bean's real name is Bernice, so he decided to.
It is.
To shorten it up a little.
So make sure that if you're coming over looking to join one of our Tier 7 for sure guilds, I would say more of our hardcore end of the guild, you're going to want to look for Malia Bean.
And if you guys have people in other Lord Skunk guilds or people in the community, we put a lot of time in comps for the raids, Tier 6 and Tier 7. So if you have questions, feel free to send me messages. I'm happy to go look through your roster. Send me what you're running, and we'll sort of figure out ways you can squeeze out a little more damage so you can get some more good loots.
Yep, so even if you're not in the Team Skunk Guild, head over to lordskunk.com, click on Discord at the top. It'll take you directly to our lordskunk.com Discord server. There's all kinds of great resources in there, not even just articles and stuff, but people. I mean, all the people that frequent this channel, frequent that channel, and that's for the community. That's for anybody that plays Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and other games, obviously, that we play as well. But yeah, head over there for sure.
Molly is your daughter's first name?
Yeah.
No, Bean. Bean is his daughter's first name.
Oh.
That's a pretty name.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah, it was a very uncommon name until someone won the presidency about 8 years. Now it's a little bit more common. The price of my help is $20, but Darktron, that's $25 Canadian.
Wait, if your daughter's name is if your daughter's
I'm gonna
name
kill you.
Listen, Ferno, his daughter's older than you. Don't even bring this stuff, okay?
No. If your daughter's name is Bean, doesn't that make you Mr. Bean?
It would if that was her name.
No, he was gonna call himself Lima Bean, but Lima Bean was taken already. When he started the game.
Garbanzo.
All right, now we got Lord Wrath. Lord Wrath gives away his ally code every week. We're gonna be giving that away here in just a little bit. He's our whale version for our guild. To be honest, I never looked at his roster, but he showed me some of his characters. I said, hey, fair enough, you could be our whale. He's our Wrathtron, Whaletron. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about you, Lord Wrath.
Yep. So been playing since early November. I put a fair amount of money into the game. Enjoy it. Collecting the characters, figuring out who does what. Although I got to say, Malia Bean is so much better at it. Right now, working on a project. Skunk kind of hit on it, but a comparison of why gear level is so important as you work your way up through raid progression, more so than anything else. You're better off, for example, having 10 or 15 characters that are gear 9 or gear 10, as opposed to 20, 25 that are gear 8, because they'll get absolutely wiped out by AEs because of the low health.
That's a great point. See, a lot of people are thinking, oh, I got to hurry up and get, 37 stars or 35 7-stars. That's not necessarily true, is it?
Yeah, you really got to stay focused, especially since it's hard to get the gear, right? So you want to make good decisions.
Unless somebody pays for it.
Even so, it's impossible to get the ability materials for all those.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
also,
there's a great article that I want to touch on again. I got it pulled up on the screen here. It was by Daniels Jacks. I mean, I love when people put graphs and stuff in there, man. That's a bit, dude. I love stuff like that. I mean, it might not even be right. I just love it. You know what I mean? I know it is, because I know he's very diligent in all that he does. But it's good, man. He's got good stuff in there. So make sure you check that out. It just talks about the bottlenecks and the gear walls. Basically, we got a credit crunch. He breaks down all the credits. He tells you exactly how many credits you're going to earn per day, how much you need to take a character from 0, basically 1 if you just unlocked a character, from 1 to 80, all that good stuff. And then we talk about gear, talk about Omega ability. So there's some good stuff in there, man, that he really kind of lays it all out, shows the math. And so definitely check out that article.
also Raph's real name is Harvey, and he likes to take walks in the park. And,
Harvey Dent.
Exactly.
Harvey's
Half my face has been burnt by acid, but because I wanted it to be.
because I wanted my face burned by acid.
No, but in all seriousness, Malia and Wrath are very active on Discord, and they're always answering questions, helping people out. Various different guilds, anywhere from the free to play, beginner players to the more advanced, and they serve. They do a lot of work behind the scenes with the guild, getting people acclimated to our system, and adding new people to our roster, and coming up with basic rule structures, and just really a lot of things that may not necessarily be talked about that needs to be appreciated. So I can't say enough about what Daniels and Malia and Wrath and really all the leadership does behind the scenes. You guys do a great job.
Yeah, T.S. James has a great point too, is that Lord Wrath got his name from the one and only Lord Skunk too, by the way, just so y'all know.
That is true. That is true.
And then our boy Daniels Jacks in the house. Now Daniels Jacks doesn't talk as much. I think he's concerned about that beautiful accent that he has, but that's how we get all the ladies viewership, man. That's how we get all the ladies when you talk, bro.
He's a secret
I have a lot
weapon.
to do before this starter now. I'm putting into the spreadsheet, so I'm only with 1 year here. But yeah.
He's always working. Daniels Jacks is always working. Always
He's
working.
He's in the lab right now, bro. He's in the lab.
He's got the pen in
He's
the
our
pad.
bookie.
Yeah.
Keeping all the numbers.
He's our Dr. Dre. So
Yeah,
he's
I have
putting it
to
down.
figure out who
He's the
beat it,
producer.
so-
He's behind the scenes producing it all. So yeah, it's good.
Does anyone know who Thugnut is yet?
What do you mean we know who he is?
No,
We know,
like
he's a weird guy on Discord.
We know that he's good friends with Dartron.
We know he sleeps over Dartron's house. May actually be Dartron.
Might actually be multiple personalities. Man, what did that guy say again? I always forget what the lotion. It puts on the lotion or whatever. Yeah.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, puts the lotion on the skin. Yeah. Oh man, I'm never gonna forget that.
Or else it gets the hose again.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so let's do this. Let's go over the top 10 list of the week. Let's go through this. We got some good people that never weighed in on this before, so we can get some different points, not just Remon all the time talking to us for 10 minutes per character. This is from Wise Man Pendle from Team Instinct. He's also an admin in LordSkunk.com Discord server. He is there. He's on EU time, so he is there a lot in the morning and the afternoon for us over here in the U.S. So if you jump in there in the morning and afternoon, you got some questions. He's always there to help. He has a great roster, a lot of experience. And he's always helping out everybody. I mean, I don't care if you're brand new, just started the game, he'll be in there helping you get set up. He's an awesome guy. Appreciate him and all that he does. But here's what he had to say. Doing something a bit different this week as I don't have as much time. The following is a top 10 easiest and best heroes to gear. Enjoy. So this is great for a lot of people that aren't whales, or they hear us talk about Rex, and I get a lot of comments and messages, people that hey, I see you guys have Rex. It's very frustrating because I'm not paid to play. I can't get Rex, or I can't get Sunfac, I can't get these other people. So these characters are primarily anybody can get these characters, and anybody can gear them up rather quickly. Okay, we don't need a bunch of raid gear. Some people aren't in tier 7 rating guilds. Some people aren't even in tier 6 rating guilds. Believe it or not, there's people out there that are only doing tier 5. So. Or lower. So these characters are right up your alley to help jumpstart you and get you rocking on the right path. So let's start with number 10, Yoda. The Grand Master of the Jedi has gear requirements almost as small as his stature. Only 370 purples to max gear. He does need 3 pre-crafts to get there though, and none of them are furnaces, so that's why he's not higher. What are you guys thinking about the little Yoda man?
Yoda's great. He's very versatile. He brings a nice kit. The AI sometimes uses him well and sometimes doesn't, but he's a great counter to Old Ben with his debuffs. And as Wise Man Pendle said, his gear requirements are not insane to get to a level where you can use them both in the raid and in arena. And the last piece is, you brought up before, if you use him with greater than 50% health in any phase of the Rancor, you're going to give your team foresight, and especially in lower tiers, that's just like adding taunts to your team. You'll do a lot more damage with him in.
Yeah, that's very important, and I also told this very often. It's 50%, more than 50% from the Rancor, you should use Yoda. When the Rancor is less than 50%, you don't have the foresight ability, so you're wasting some protection there. So
Yeah,
you
well-
want over 50% from the Rancor.
And that other ability doesn't work. The one when you're under 50%, you stun them, so that doesn't work on the Rancor.
Yeah,
So-
that doesn't work. So
Yeah. Well, one other thing too, you guys saw it if you watched the video of me doing it. I took my one and only team into phase 4 to Zergit, and Yoda kept me up a long way. I only got to play one team before the raid was done. But with that team, I did 169k damage, which if I would have threw in a couple other teams, they might have got me maybe 40k, 20k, So there's some advantages there. And then number 9 on the list is Qui-Gon Jinn, one of the best heroes in the game, is also pretty easy to gear. 360 purples to max and 3 pre-crafts, but again, none of those are furnaces, so he can't go higher, despite the fact that he can get just to gear 11.
So gear 11 is the most important thing you can accomplish with any character in the current raid and the current meta. I don't think Qui-Gon has quite the impact he did in previous arena metas, but still a very valuable arena tune, especially if you're running against Rimon's gear 11 Han. And as Wise Man Pendle said, his gear requirements are minimal. Something's especially valuable for Qui-Gon is his basic when Omega decreases turn meter, and it's one of the few turn meter manipulations that works all the way through tier 7. Great tune to have. And some of the biggest damage phase 1 piggy posts have Qui-Gon in there. Very valuable character.
Now I got a question for Qui-Gon. It always bothers me when I'm in the raid, whether it's the Rancor or the pigs. Do I use his assist, or do I try to maximize his basic to get the turn meter down?
So no way to look at the data on that, 'cause you can't screenshot what you do. I personally have been using the basic because I feel like turn meter reduction is more important than an additional attack.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Good point. See, I've been trying it different ways on different raids and really kind of seeing if I have a different, see a difference. But yeah, I think overall, my gut instinct was like, well, keep that turn meter down. The less the Rancor can do, less turns he takes, the slower he is, the more damage you're going to do overall, I think, in general. So yeah. Okay, number 8, Old Daka. Slightly more purples, 480 than the previous 2, but 1 less pre-craft, so she just beats him out on ease.
The Old Daka shines in arena defense. Her stuns just seem to land, and her revives just seem to happen that much more often. She is not very valuable in the tier 7 raid. She definitely has a place as a healer and a reviver in a 5 or T6 raid. I probably would have put Qui-Gon a little bit higher there. It may be a gear requirement issue, but Daka has a role, especially in Arena.
Daka is also good for Galactic Wars, so I throw her in with my Ewok buddies, and get to node 7 or 8, and I'm fighting at node 5 like 38,000 power teams.
Oh, I was curious because I do the same thing. I usually throw in Rogard. I'd like the breathing room that Rogard gives you, but I never really tried old Daka yet. I haven't tried her yet in the with the Ewoks. So you're saying that even with that, she's still viable, she's still survivable.
Yep. So she has her stuns. You also have double res, and she can top off since neither her nor EE are like big healers.
Yeah.
But you can control the battle pretty good with the rest of your Ewoks.
Yeah.
And it gives you a lot of time to top off with Daka.
That's cool. And you just auto that battle? You just auto your...
So if I need a heal, I have to take it off auto, but yeah, otherwise I do.
Yeah, I usually
Because
take mine...
She won't heal.
Yeah, I usually take mine off auto, usually when I got like 2 characters left, on the enemy team, just to make sure I'm not wasting, specials or anything like that.
The thing about her in PvP is her AI is great, like Dooku's. You know what I mean? So like, when you're fighting a Daka, you're not getting the same Daka that you use when you fight against a Daka, if that makes any sense. Same thing with Dooku. I mean, when you're using Dooku, he doesn't stun with his basic nearly as much. He doesn't ability block nearly as much with his basic, but for some reason when you're facing a Dooku, I mean, it seems like almost automatic that one of his 2 attacks is going to either stun or give you ability block, and he also hits a lot more in his double stun with his special. So he's old Daka just again with the increase with the Omega Mats to get a higher percentage of stun on her first and second stun. I mean, she's definitely viable in PvP as like a defense, like Malia said, and also in Galactic Wars, but not so much in the raid.
Okay, hang on. I'm pulling this up for Archangel Graphics on chat. Asked a question. Let me see if I can find it. Who was it? Which one of you guys put together the shards from shit? Rev. Okay, Rev, Dr. Shaw. Rev put this in. His question was, say I was able to buy shards for Leia or Rex from the shipments to 7-star. Is that worth doing, or should I just buy packs? There's a whole article on loreskunt.com. Look for the shards from shipments. Is it worth it? By Rev, and he basically walks you through the whole entire math and how much it's going to actually cost to do that. So make sure you check that article out. I'm not going to answer it because it's all right there and it's very in depth. So any answer I give is not going to be as good as that one.
The only thing to add
go ahead.
That Skunk is that anything that you purchase now will be farmable eventually. So this is a long game. This is the slow farm part of the game. In my opinion, in those kind of characters, save your crystals because those tunes will be available at some point.
At some point, yeah.
As soon as I see them for sale, I get money out and I start flinging it around and make it rain in my room, in my condo.
You buy the shards just to turn them into shard shop.
That's true. I like to see where I can cap that thing out.
Who do you think would be worth it for you to start buying chromiums again?
I have everybody, so no one.
Listen, this is the way I look at it. If you're, in a position like some of us are in this particular team, I would say we really need to see a large amount of chromium characters being inserted before we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty much past the point of chromiums. Okay, let's get to number 6. Let's not get too far off topic. We'll save that for after this list. Number 6, Luminara, slightly less purples to max, 600, 2 pre-crafts, including a furnace, and she is still worth investing in as one of the best healers in the game.
Man, I don't use healers anymore.
Yeah, I could agree with Wrath. I don't find value in her, especially now that her heal over time is spellable and gives the entire team with Qui-Gon offense up. Once you get to level 80 and have a good team, nodes 7 through 12 are going to be all or max arena, and they almost always have Qui-Gon, and Lumi is just not valuable in that setting.
I've noticed that in the last couple of weeks, it's been no healers in the last.
None.
Yeah.
They're just we've posted screenshots where we faced each other's teams, and they're facing our arena teams, not our Galactic War teams.
Yeah.
So Lumi is very valuable in the early game and the mid game. but as she's not valuable in the raid,
Yeah.
not terribly valuable in arena, and at this point not even valuable in Galactic War, so I think her time may be passing by.
And after the protection update, every healer got a little bit nerfed because the protection doesn't heal, so you can't use your healer in the first 2 rounds. And before the protection update, you had always after your first attack the ability to heal. Now you don't need a healer anymore. You have enough health to throw in your DPS and just make as much damage as possible. And if you need protection, you want a taunt like RG or Han, Stormtrooper Han or something like that. That's now your protection for the DPS guys.
So I'm actually. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bud.
No, I was just gonna say with Luminara that I agree. I mean, she's just not really viable anywhere anymore. But in GW, for the the beginner player, she's still an important character to get. I'd still say she should be one of the first characters to get out of GW shipments when you're starting the game, because again, you're not even going to be at a point where you have protection yet in the beginning. So I mean, you want to work your way up, and you want to have that heal to help get you through your Galactic Wars.
Yeah, she's good in beginning to the mid game, but at the end game, so after level 70, I would say through 80, you don't use her anymore.
So I am thinking though of trying an arena team where I throw in Sunfac, RG, and Chewie with a healer and Leia, and just have her sit behind those. I faced a team like that from an Instinct guy, and I wanted to jump out the window.
But wouldn't Barris be a better choice, like 10 times out of 10 on that in that comp?
Yeah, probably right. Yeah, probably.
See you later, guys.
All right, later, Ferno.
Later.
That was Ferno, right?
Yep.
All right, number 5 on the list, Rey. She is the most important character to have geared at the moment, and she absolutely destroys. 700 purples the max, which is pretty average, but 2 of her 3 pre-crafts are furnaces, so that helps a lot. And considering how good she is, this is one of the places you want to be investing. Yeah, she was the very first character I maxed, so yep, I agree.
Yeah, in the next week or so, we're going to be able to demonstrate not only is her damage insane, but she also scales insanely with gear. So she is someone who should be the first target for a new player, a moderate player, a late player. She's useful in every single facet of the game.
And it's funny because if you remember back 2 months ago, or however long ago it was, I can't remember which one it was, but it's been a while, at least 2 months. We did, I think it was Nico Grich, did a, I think it was him or Les. I'd have to go back and look. But one of them, they did a whole graph, and they showed you and they showed how far out Rey was compared to everybody else. Rey was just so far. This was even before the update came out, and all that. They're just going off the data and the data mine stuff. I mean, it was just stupid how far Rey's out there, and that's 100% true, man. That's 100% true. So that was a good investment. We've been saying that for a long time, man. Just definitely go for Rey for sure.
She should be top 3.
Yeah, I'm intrigued as to who's above her.
Well, it's interesting. So let's see. Number 4, Barris Offee, arguably the best character for Galactic War, and she only takes 530 purples to max. Only 1 pre-craft to reach her max gear level as well. So you kind of mentioned her. I mean, you took her. She's definitely higher than Luminara now. I don't even use Luminara. I don't use JC. I don't use any of the characters I used to use in Galactic War. The only healer I typically would use now would be Barris. So.
Yeah, Barris I think is good if you want to auto Galactic War. You don't have an Ewok team, but otherwise I think her viability in pretty much any other facet is pretty limited. Her Dispel is not a reliable way to get through Phase 1, so her raid utility is really more in a T5 raid where you can mitigate the damage for a little while and try to buff people back up.
Yep, and then number 3, Poggle. Takes the lowest number of purples in the game at 280 and only 1 pre-craft to reach his max gear level. Very useful, still on the right team as well, and he's a bargain. So I can see that. I mean, basing it off the list of who's easiest to get and who's easiest to gear, that makes sense, being that he's the lowest to gear, and he's not really that hard to get coming out of Galactic Wars. So
obviously he's good with droids too, right? And a lot of free to use droid teams too. So.
Yep.
He's also good in the high health defense teams, like you were mentioning before, to give a little bit of a kick in the mid game to late game, early late game.
His ability block seems to stick pretty reliably too. He's irritated me a number of times.
Okay, I think that you guys will agree with number. We still got number 2 to go, but I think, looking at it now, I think you guys might agree with number 1. But number 2, if you took a wild guess, you could think this character could be number 1. But you know this character is going to be on a list, and that's going to be Geo, going right in line with Poggle. Still a very solid attacker, especially when Omega, and he only costs 320 purples the max. 1 pre-craft to reach the max level as well. We've been preaching Geo, Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda forever, just how cheap they are to gear and how much utility they bring. We didn't even know about raids at the time. So now we have raids and talk about Geo and how important he is.
Geo does tremendous damage in raid. He has a large health pool, and so he can be used in the Galactic War and Arena. Self-buffs offense up. There are not a lot of characters that do that reliably. Self-buffs turn meter with crit, and that increases to 50% turn meter with Omega. And he calls an assist on every other turn, and the only other tunes that do that require Omega abilities usually to be able to achieve that. And he's cheap, and he's incredibly easy to farm starting as soon as you open Cantina, so he's an easy choice in the top 2.
Yep. Amalia has a Geonosian Soldier lunchbox.
I do, and a costume.
Well, we got a couple people in the chat that are saying, when's Rey going to be nerfed? When's Rey this? When's Rey that? Rey is not. It's not that she's OP. I mean, if you have a Rey and you're going against a Rey, you can beat the Rey. But it's where it's that early game. Whoever gets Rey first on a new server, they're the ones that are going to dominate. So it's not really that Rey's OP or anything like that. It's just that Rey is good at what she does, but she's really squishy. She's definitely more squishier than Leia because Leia can stealth. So, overall, you can just pump out quite a bit of damage. Typically, for the most part, guys, when you agree, Rey's going to die. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rey's going to die. So even if you're on offense.
Once you get your 7-star Han Solo, Rey's not a problem anymore.
Yeah,
get that.
Yeah, so you can get it. There's definitely workarounds. Yeah, there's workarounds.
Rey can be contained for sure.
Yeah. Well.
And that's the reason why you see RG so often with Rey combined, because you wanna protect your Rey.
Yeah.
And that's the reason.
Well, and I think Rey's more for a lot of people that are newer or whatever. Maybe they're on a lower tier. Lower server, they're newer servers or whatever. I think Rey's very frustrating for them. Rey's frustrating for me on my droid account, my free to play jack around account. She's very frustrating when I run up against her. Once you get going, once you get more established, Rey's not that big of an issue. But she's very useful in so many different areas. Again, she's one of the characters that's useful everywhere. She's useful in Galactic War, she's useful in Arena, she's useful in the raids. So she's just good overall. Whereas that was more like a Luminara used to be that way. Remember back 3 months ago, Luminara was really good that way.
Rey is a great.
Really, any of these characters are that you consider to be like a meta character, that they're they are tough to deal with initially, right? Yeah. And then you figure your way out around it. I mean, when Royal Guard was first popping up everywhere, he was annoying, you know what I'm saying? But you figure out how to dance around Royal Guard, or if you want to just go straight at him. I personally don't, but you figure out how to dance around him, and he's pretty simple. I mean, you just gotta be able to defeat an opponent before they get into yellow health, or never allow them to be in yellow health. You know what I mean? But same thing. The only mechanic or meta character that I've ever consistently had a problem with that really can't be dealt with in any specific way is the Dooku or the old Ben evade, because there's no way to account for that. It's just a RNG. So
yeah.
But other than that, I mean, any other character, like damage-wise, they can all be dealt with, if you have the right strategy. So, if you put together the right team comp, you have a good strategy going into the battle, you can defeat any team.
Yeah. Well,
so as a recruiter,
Another thing too, Valsy, one of my very first viewers ever from almost like day one of me doing this, is here, and he said he's talking about Ray, and he just said, yeah, when she hits, it's awesome, but lately she's been missing a lot, and I think the reason we're seeing her miss a lot, and I tell you what, it's super frustrating when they got that old Ben lead in there, and you're gonna go drop that second special where she's gonna hit 4 times, you got all your buffs, you're ready to go, and then bam, 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 it just evades it. Yeah, that is frustrating, but yeah, so Ray, I mean, she's good. She's not stupid crazy OP. She's just good in a lot of areas.
And that's what you do. You always think, hey, what's the weakness of this character, and then you figure out a counter strategy. And the counter strategy against the Ray is, of course, you want to dodge her huge damage, and you can dodge only with higher evasion, and that's old Ben lead and Dooku lead and all the stuff. Maybe sometime Cat Bane comes back because he has also high evasion leader ability, but not for now.
Yeah. Well, I think too with Ray before the old Ben came in, you know, which we talked all about that in the past too. But you know, when it was just Dooku, I mean, that second special of hers that can one shot Dooku. You know, when she's buffed and she could just take him completely out. She can't do that to old Ben. So
we were talking about this earlier today. I mean, that flurry that she has is probably the most evaded attack that I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's nice when it goes off, but it's frustrating when it doesn't because you're counting on that to go off, you know. And then let's get into the number one character this week that is on Wiseman Pendle's top 10 easiest and best heroes to gear is number 1 Captain Phasma. She might cost 700 purples, which is about average, but she only takes 1 furnace and no other pre-crafts. Very solid and tanky hero with decent abilities. She's very easy to max and worth every piece.
This is a character that will absolutely be more valuable as the meta evolves, as you have more and more choices for offense. Because her kit gives turn meter and offense and guaranteed crit. Victory March, it gives an AoE with a slow, and her basic attack gives both the advantage to herself and defense down, or a debuff. Against Ray, if you debuff her, she does significantly less offense. It's unique. How
are her Omega abilities?
I got her completely Omega. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So that's a great choice, and I think that's a character we'll see a lot more of as the meta evolves.
I teamed that up with my TIE pilot, and it's brutal.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. Okay, I want to go back to every character, but first I want to do the dishonorable mentions. Okay, so let's get through those. And then what I want to do, though, just to prep you guys, I want 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, 1 or 2 sentences. We're gonna go back to the list about each character. Okay, because I want to make sure when I do the replay, we can edit that part out. We can, you know, show people that just want to see the top 10 list. So, dishonorable mention, Ugnaught. Okay, listen to this. I didn't even know this. Of course, why would I ever look? But listen, Ugnaught, who is not only one of the worst characters in the game, but also requires 6 pre-crafts in total. 6 pre-crafts. So unless you are clinically insane, do not put your gear into this guy. Oh my goodness, 6 pre-crafts into Ugnaught. Why would they do that? It must have been like a joke, because I never even would have looked. You know what I mean? That's gotta be like an Easter egg that they put in.
Yeah. Remember after the level 80 update, they just nerfed Ugnaught for some damage.
They basically just took Ugnaught and just obliterated the dude. Oh, it's so bad. So bad.
So the one way you could get more notoriety than being the solo is to be the first maxed Ugnaught.
Yes, max Ugnaught first and put him in your arena team right away, especially if you're on my server.
Win.
Well, keep in mind though, so the new Jawa engineer with droids, everything I'm seeing, it is brutal. They are so fast. So maybe he finds his day.
Maybe. You never know. You know what? You never know. The funny part is, though, is that if Jawa engineer droids become part of the meta, then Jawa engineer Jawas automatically become part of the meta. So
I think Wrath just volunteered to max out his Ugnaught.
Okay, good. Like. Yeah, let's see your Ugnaught, and then let's see your maxed out Jawa engineer. So those are all good. Yeah, we definitely want to see all those characters. So
Jawa engineer with 4 droids is what, 203 speed. It's bananas.
Yeah, it's something crazy.
How squishy is he though? Isn't he squishy? He's a little squishy though, isn't he? He's about like Ewok Elder squishy, isn't he?
Your team's getting 2 or 3 attacks before the other guy does.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm trying as I go. I'm trying to do primarily on my main account, primarily Gamorrean Guard, and then a little bit of what's his name, Jow Engineer. But I'd really like to do Gamorrean Guard first, I think, on my main account. But
So,
okay. Go ahead.
Ugnaught is one of the few tunes that I do not have at 7 stars. I still need 84 shards for him.
Oh wow, really? Yeah, I don't even know where you get him from. I think I just got him from buying packs, I think. So
bad luck. You get him from
exactly.
bad luck.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go back through the list. We're gonna start at the top, and I just want 1 or 2 sentences from everybody, and we'll go through each character. Okay, so here's top 10 list from Wise Man Panel. This is the recap. Okay, so top 10 list from Wise Man Panel this week is based on easiest and best heroes to gear. So number 10, Yoda, the Grandmaster of the Jedi, has gear requirements almost as small as his stature, only 370 purples at max gear. He does need 3 pre-crafts to get them there, though, and none of them are furnaces, so that's why he's not higher. Go.
So he's got great kit.
Next.
Swiss Army
Very
knife.
fast.
Okay, we're still trying to get Wrath in there.
Oh,
Swiss
sorry.
Army.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. You guys did it. So we got Swiss Army Knife from Wrath. We got very fast from Daniel's Jack, right?
Yep.
And then Malia Bean said
a great kit.
Great kit. Yeah, he does. He does have a lot of abilities. And I actually maxed out his Master Stroke. I did Omegas, and then his leadership. Obviously, you don't need that. Battle Meditation, you don't need Omegas to max it out. But yeah, I did do Master Stroke because it does hit pretty hard, man. It will hit pretty hard when you do those buffs. Okay, number 9 on the list is Qui-Gon Jinn, one of the best heroes in the game. Is also pretty easy to gear at 360 purples to max and 3 pre-crafts. But again, none of these are furnaces, so he can't go higher, despite the fact that he can get just to gear 11. So let's start with Malia Bean.
So a self-offense up buff to the whole team. Turn meter control breaks any meta.
Nice. Okay. Wrath?
He's real damage, unlike most of the other Jedis.
Yeah, true. And Daniel's Jack?
Yeah, one of the best assist giver, and I put the Omega ability on his basic, and that's one of your first Omegas you wanna put on.
He has like the highest potency, I think, in the game at 240.
2 words, pretty hair.
Pretty hair. Yes, the Fabio of Galaxy of Heroes. All right, and then coming in at number 8, Old Daka. Slightly more purples, 480 than the previous 2, but 1 less pre-craft, so she just beats him out with ease. Okay, we'll start with Malia.
The best AI-controlled tune in the game that will keep people from attacking your arena team all through the night.
Nice. And then Wrath?
She's stunningly beautiful.
Ain't that the truth? And then Daniel's Jack?
Pure RNG frustration in the arena.
Yep. You got anything to add, Riemann?
Nothing quite as colorful as these guys said.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
She's,
All right.
She's definitely not a looker.
No. Number 7, Count Dooku. Not the best hero in the game anymore, but a lot of people already have him sharded up, and he only requires 2 pre-crafts to max, one of which is a furnace. 620 purples in total is pretty good for one of the better leaders.
Dooku is on the list? Dooku's dead.
Yeah, Dooku's dead. But it is true. That's a true point, though, that a lot of people do already have him. So some people could, I guess, technically, if you needed, another character. But yeah,
Dooku is not dead. We looked at it. We looked at it.
Uses him a ton.
Yeah, free to play do use Dooku a lot.
We looked at a chart of number 1 ranks across all servers on swtoh.gg the other night, and 40% of number 1 ranks still use Count Dooku lead,
and 60% are right.
I think it's like 20% use Old Ben.
Yeah, well, you're gonna start seeing more old Ben. It just goes. It all goes back to Ray, man. It all goes back to Ray. Ray was the Dooku. You know, she could blow through him when and her stuff usually lands on Dooku. I will say that. I very rarely would he evade my second special on Ray. But old Ben, you can't do that. So yeah, you're gonna start seeing a lot more old Bens. Okay, and then
Dooku's,
go ahead.
Dooku's stun hits Qui-Gon pretty good usually too.
Yeah, Dooku's good. I mean, I'm not saying Dooku's bad. He's just not what he was for a while there, for sure.
Well, Dooku's an anti-Jedi, and there's just not as many Jedi anymore.
That's true too.
That's exactly right.
That's true too. Yeah, and the majority of those servers, I'm sure that person was, or those people were number one on, are probably newer servers where a lot of people start with Jedis. I mean, we recommend that. We recommend people start with Jedis to get Yoda. Nothing wrong with that. Number 6, Luminara, slightly less purples to max 600, 2 pre-crafts, including a furnace, and she is still worth investing in as one of the best healers in the game. Malia.
She gets you through the early and mid game and early Galactic Wars, and very reliable until you actually play something tough.
And then Wrath.
Ditto. He pretty much says it.
Hit it. All right. Anything to add, Daniels Jack?
Yeah, she's good in Galactic War, and I still use her in Galactic War. And yeah.
And I know Riemann has something to add. It's a Jedi for sure. So.
Yeah. As far as the Jedi are concerned, she hits the hardest.
Yeah, I like Lumi. I always like Lumi. She's good. She's good.
Force,
Again, it just comes to utility.
Her Force Blast and even her basic. I mean, we were talking the other night about how lightsaber attacks seem to have kind of taken a big dip. Just in general, like across the board, lightsaber attacks just don't hurt as much as, let's say, gun attacks or even special abilities like obviously like electric shocks or stuns and things like that. Her Force Blast and her lightsaber attack actually do decent damage in comparison to most.
And ability block is one of the best debuffs in the game. That is one of the hardest to find effective.
True.
Yeah. And she's probably your first 7-star character, so farm her in Galactic War. She helps you in the early game and in the mid game.
Yeah, I made a mistake on my my droid account. I went all droids first, and it hurt because I can't. It hurts me in Galactic War a ton. So yeah, now I'm going back. When I do mess around with that account, I'm definitely working on Lumi now.
If you're still trying, if you don't have a Dooku or an old Ben, and you're trying to get that evasion, she's also not bad as a leader in the early stages of the game as well.
Yeah, a lot of people send me messages, stuff like that. A lot, especially newer players, will bring her up a lot, and they'll say, hey, I have Qui-Gon and Dooku and this person, that person, and whatever, and they say I have Luminara, and I said, well, hey, have you tried out Luminara's lead, for defense? And sometimes they try it and it works really well for them. So yeah, it can definitely work depending on your server and what's going on with who you're going up against. But number 5, Rey, she is the most important character to have geared at the moment, and she absolutely destroys. 740 purples the max, which is pretty average, but 2 of her 3 pre-crafts are furnaces, so that helps a lot. And considering how good she is, this is one of the places you want to be investing. Agree 100%. Now, yeah.
Yeah, Rey is everything you want in the game when it comes to damage, and damage is the most important thing in the raid right now.
Yep, agree. Wrath?
One-trick pony, but very good at that one trick.
Yeah, that is true. Daniels Jack?
Put your first furnace on there and put a second furnace on here.
Yep, save them for Rey, man. Save them for Rey. Riemann?
Super fast. It's super hard. And I'm wearing my Rey Feety pajamas right now.
Nice. Let's see, who's that? Number 4, Barriss Offee, arguably the best character for Galactic Wars, and she only takes 530 purples the max. Only 1 pre-craft to reach her max gear level as well. Barriss Offee.
So she guarantees clearance of Galactic War all the way through end game, and is probably the most versatile healer, especially with her Dispel of other Jedi.
Good point. Wrath?
Heal on basic, very handy.
That is true. Yeah, that is when that hits and you need it. You just need that to get one more, more round to get that cooldown up. Yeah, that's true. Good point. Daniels Jax?
Yeah, I don't like her.
That's
she's
that's
great.
personal reasons.
Yeah.
She's yeah. I mean, the spell that she does is huge. Sometimes you can really it can really help you out to get a a healing immunity buff off, or something like that. But really, her thing is more in the challenges. When you're facing that challenge for when you're fighting Savage Opress.
Yeah.
She's great. She's a great character to have on that team because she not only does she heal, but she heals with her basics. So every time she attack, well, not every time, but many times when she attacks Savage, she continues to tap some heal onto the rest of the team, which can help you because if you're having trouble getting through that challenge, as some people do, you need to try to get as much help as you can.
Yep, great point.
You can't overstate how valuable she is as an opponent too, because she allows you to reset every single cooldown, no matter how very long.
Yeah, that is true. And it always seems like her heal goes off when all 4 of her teammates are dead, doesn't it?
Exactly, just as you planned it.
And then number 3, Poggle the Lesser, takes the lowest numbers of purples of any character in the game at 280 and only 1 pre-craft to reach his max gear level 2. Very useful, still in the right team as well. Bargain.
Keyword there is bargain. Bargain, ability block, and offense up give you a lot of different options in the early to mid game.
Yep. Super helpful with droids too, right?
Yep. Daniel's Jack.
Not many have group offense upskill, and he's one of the best. So
Yeah, he has the group offense up without needing to attack, or without the chance for failing at an offense up, which can happen with Qui-Gon, and he's just a great tool character to use in many different comps. He can help out some of those players that you think are ineffective. He can make them viable.
All right, and then number 2, going right with Poggle, is Geonosian Soldier. Still a very solid attacker, especially when Omega'd, and he only costs 320 purples to max. 1 pre-craft to reach the max level as well.
It's an incredibly versatile offensive weapon. Brings an assist to the table that's useful for in almost any situation.
Yeah, he's an iconic damage dealer from the movie.
Yeah, one of my favorite characters from the Star Wars universe.
I cheer him on.
one of the best damage taker. He's good against the Rancor in the arena and also Galactic War everywhere.
Yep, should be your first character that you get as soon as you get to Cantina. Just focus on him. Riemann?
One turn cooldown, deals a lot of damage, call and assist, gives turn meter, offense up. Great character.
Our number one character, Captain Phasma. She might cross 700 purples, which is about average, but she only takes one furnace and no other pre-crafts. Very solid tanky hero with decent abilities. She's very easy to max and worth every piece. And I'll say this about Phasma. Once I did get that furnace and get her max geared, I took her abilities all the way up. I omega'd them, and she instantly became the leader of my arena team. So yeah, I mean she's great. She's great in a raids, great in arena, all around good character. I even started using her more in Galactic War now too.
She's a reliable slow, and nothing is more important in Tier 7 than a reliable slow.
She's additional damage too.
Mm-hmm.
With her chances for your whole team, right?
Yep.
Additional attacks.
Yep.
Yeah, turn meter gain and 100% crit chance with advantage. That's huge. She's number one toolbox character.
Hey, little bit of interesting stuff here, Skunk. So our number 29 and our number 21 people in the raid for damage, both got droid collars, solid parts.
Wow, the full piece.
Salvage. Yep.
Wow.
That's how it works, man.
It's crazy.
I bet you I got like 13. I bet you I got like 13 stone cuffs.
I got some stun cuffs.
I'll check mine after this. Okay, and
I wanna
then
look, I'm too scared.
And then finally, we'll just recap. Our dishonorable mention was Ugnaught, who is not only one of the worst heroes in the game, but also requires 6 pre-crafts in total. 6 items you can only get from raiding. Unless you are clinically insane, do not put your gear into this guy. So I want to thank Malyabeen, Lord Wrath, Daniels Jax, Remon, for going over the list with us. This was Wiseman Pendle from Team Instinct and an admin from LordSkunk.com Discord server. So make sure if you have questions for any of these guys, as well as Wiseman Pendle, head over to LordSkunk.com, click on Discord, and get in that chat. You are missing out a ton if you're not over there. All the cool kids are over in the LordSkunk.com Discord. So that completes our top 10 list for the week. And again, this was based on the top 10 Star Wars Galaxy heroes that are easiest and best heroes to gear. All right, cool. Okay, so what were we talking about besides that? What was the thing we were just talking about?
So before you guys start, I got to head out. Thanks a lot, Skunk.
All right, brother.
Look
Yes,
forward
thanks
to
for
our,
coming.
next stream. All right, take care.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah, and me too. It's very late. And
Tell them
see
what
you
time it
next
is,
time.
Daniel Jack. What time is it over there?
It's 3:09 a.m.
That's a trooper right there, man. That's a trooper. Thanks for hanging in there with us, brother.
Take
Yep.
care, Dan.
Take care. Bye.
I can't believe it, man. I got 25 pieces.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the pieces of gear. Yeah, I need to look that up. Let's see what I got.
25 pieces towards a droid caller.
This is
and
my
I only had
live.
19.
This is my live reaction. Okay, this is my live reaction of what I got. So I'm gonna go over to Guild first because usually that refreshes it. So let's go Guild. Go back.
But you took.
Here it is. 830 coins, 400k, 14 MK Merson thermal detonator prototypes that Ayla needs, so it's not bad. And then 25 droid collar salvage. So I'm halfway there, right?
Exactly the same thing that I got, yeah.
Yep. And then 5 Han Solo shards. So we want to be on the lower end then of the leaderboard to get these droid collars.
I am doing one attack next raid.
Yeah, I might do like Daniel Jax did that one day and just do literally 1 damage and just see what happens.
Dude, it's unbelievable, man. I mean, you know, I still haven't had my first droid caller yet. I talked about it in my video the other day, and it's like still not a single. Now with this, I have 19 pieces towards the droid caller. Now it's 25, so that means now I need 6 more pieces to get a droid caller. So that means I'm probably gonna have to wait like 3 more raids.
You can't even get the thing out of the shipments because they come in like 5s, don't they?
Yep, I'm gonna have to get 10 if I want to get it.
Yeah.
And that's just ridiculous, man. And yeah, really what I wanted was the 10 pieces for Rey. I need 10 more pieces to get Rey to get 10, and I was kind of hoping for that. But RNG, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, crazy.
It's just unbelievable that I'm sitting here 2 months after, you know, pre-crafting, and I don't even have I don't have 1 droid caller, not one.
Yeah, I haven't got one.
That's not right, man.
Yeah.
So
I mean, really, the only
Qui-Gon's gear 8.
Yeah, my Qui-Gon. Yeah, the only piece, the only full piece I think I've ever gotten in a raid ever was a furnace. I think that was only a full piece I've ever gotten. So
I got a furnace. Yeah, that's the only thing I've ever got. I got a furnace and I got a scanner once. I got a scanner.
You got a full scanner, or you got enough salvage to do a scanner?
No, I got 1 full scanner.
Okay. Yeah, because I got a couple salvage drops that got me to a full piece of something else. I think it probably a scanner or whatever.
When I got the scanner, I was in the 20s.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense. And we actually had, I remember I was talking with a guild member the other day about how he was like upset that he wasn't getting like top 3 rewards, and I was telling him, listen, man. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm thinking about doing less damage so I can get rewards. You know what I mean?
It seems to be. What is
3.
it like in the mid 20s to mid 30s? For whatever reason, it seems to be that's where the items are coming from. Those are the people that are getting full droid collars.
Daniels Jack got a full droid collar it was a full droid caller or a full Nubian design tech at rank 46.
Nice.
I just got one of those today.
Did you?
And I was ranked 28.
28. Yeah. You got which one?
A full droid collar.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. F Dash said, "Is there a unanimous?" F Dash says, "Is there a unanimous character who should get the droid caller first?"
Akbar. No, it should be Qui-Gon. It should be Qui-Gon, especially for raids. But it depends on your PvP team. But I'm giving it to Akbar, Qui-Gon, and then Sunfac.
Okay, interesting. Who else? Who is the droid caller? Is that the tanky one? Is that the one like Fives needs to? Yeah, droid caller. So Fives would need it. Old Ben would need it. Yeah.
A lot of people need droid callers, man.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane how unplentiful they are.
Yeah, Barris needs it.
It's just like it's a complaint that's going on in the forums. It's going on with a lot of guilds. It just the rarity of some of these items is just insane. I mean, we're gonna be almost a month into raids, and I haven't gotten one yet. I mean, that's bananas. So you're telling me like to get 3 of those characters max, we're talking about 3 or 4 months from now? That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna go in. Who else is in here with us? Just me and you. I thought I heard somebody else say something earlier. All right. Well, I'm gonna go in to do the drawing. So Riemann is gonna tell us all about his little rant. He did a video the other day, so he's gonna give us the Cliff Notes version of his rant that he went on. Actually, this will be the 3rd time he's done the rant because he did it the first time and he didn't end up recording it. He thought he was, right? Right?
Yeah, the first one was much better too.
Really?
I mean, I was like, I really dug in.
We'll never know, though.
We'll never know. The first one was like a masterpiece, and then after that, I was kind of unsatisfied with the second one.
With the second one, well, then he did it a second time, and it worked. But now he's going to give us the Cliff Notes version. While I pull up the promo here, so we can get to that and get that stuff out of the way. So go ahead.
It's like the best song in the world, by the D. You can't remember the best song in the world, but this is a tribute to that song.
I can't remember what your rant was even about. Honestly, now I can't remember. What was it? It wasn't Han Solo, was it? Was it Han Solo?
No, it was a bit about guild hopping. And it was also about the raid gear, and then really that was the main concern, was the raid gear. My thing is not, guild hop. I don't care about getting Han Solo. You can get Han Solo 3 times if you want to. To me, that doesn't matter. What bothered me is that this guy was allowed to go hop around and get all that gear, and I mean, I am just starving for gear, so I'm jealous. I mean, if I had to say it, I'm super jealous because I wish I had those kind of payouts, man. I mean, there's been no solution to pre-crafting to date, and there should have been at least there should be at least some option for these people that don't have droid callers or don't have I mean, some of the other stuff is really not as necessary. I mean, like even the scanners, not quite as many people need scanners as people that need droid callers. I mean, droid callers seems to be like droid callers and furnaces seem to be the most necessary of all the unobtainable gear, and they seem to be the furnaces seem to be very plentiful because you can buy them in shipments. But the droid callers you can't get anywhere, unless you spend your guild tokens on pieces, and I just refuse to do that because of the cost. I think it's not right to have to spend 3,300 guild tokens for 10 pieces, or 8,000 guild tokens for 25 pieces. I mean, that's just insane. I mean, you're talking about if you're spending 8,000, you're talking about almost, you're talking about 40 shards for probably even more than that, right? I mean, I'm just thinking, you're talking about 10 times, about 50 shards for any of those characters, the Jawa Engineer or the Gamorrean Guard, and I'd rather have those 50 shards than 25 pieces towards a piece of gear. That ratio just seems to be out of whack, and there should be some other fix or some other way. And like I said, I mean, my main solution to this was just throw an occasional droid caller in shipments. Make them even rarer than furnaces. Make it so you'd have to refresh like 100 times to get a droid caller. Make it something that you only get once a month or twice a month. Every couple weeks you get a droid caller, right? But at least if it was in there, like a possibility to get, I'd be able to fix some of these characters, even make them super expensive, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I decide I want to spend the money on it, I'm willing to do it. But I mean, the fact that I've pumped in, the amount of money that I have into the game, and I'm still sitting there stuck with gear because of, just random luck. I just think that's not right. I mean, there's no foreseeable future with the raid gear because you don't know when it's going to come. It's just random. I mean, you could not get it for a month, and you could get it. So it's just, you could get, all of a sudden you could get 2 droid callers in a row, full pieces. It's just, it's tough to, especially, when you're talking about, raiding every couple days. I mean, when you're sitting there, you want to farm, you want to get these characters leveled up. You want to gear them up. And, when you're stuck and you can't do anything about it, it's just kind of frustrating. That's all. But at the end of the day, I think that, obviously we want everybody to get an opportunity to get the gear. So, I mean, I like that they spread out the full pieces throughout the entire guild. That kind of makes it, a little bit more fair for somebody who doesn't necessarily get as many attacks in or doesn't get to get an attack in on P1, so it kind of spreads the wealth around the guild. But like I said, to not have any solution, I mean, even, put a node in there that makes it harder to farm it, put some of those pieces maybe in hard nodes where you have to spend crystals to refresh it. So at least I can get 3 pieces I have a chance to get 3 pieces every day. If I farm it in hard nodes, just don't put it on the easy nodes. There's a million ways they can do it, or they can make it something that's at least obtainable. So I know, like, if I hard farmed it, I could do it. Or if I, continue to keep farming it for the next, 2 weeks, I'll probably get, 10 or 15 pieces more. So, when you're in a situation like this, like I am right now, where I need 6 more pieces, I could possibly get it tonight if I, farmed hard enough for it.
Yeah, but there's just nowhere to farm it. Yeah, I see your point.
Yeah,
I got a great point. I got a great point for you too from one of the people in chat too. I did get the number for so we're gonna do the first drawing. This is for the YouTube drawing. If you go to lordskunk.com promo. So if you haven't got into it tonight, if you missed it or you're watching the replay, it's okay. Go to Lord Skunk. We do it every week, every Friday. We do this. This is for Lord Wrath's ally code. A ton of great characters. His roster is posted over there too, so you can see his characters. You can come into Discord and talk with him if there's somebody you'd like to test out or you'd like to help you get through one of your battles. He's glad to do that. So we're gonna draw that. We got 208 potential people. So let's go ahead and do our number here, random number generator. Here we go. I don't have Dart trying to do the drum roll, but we'll just have to picture it in our mind, the drum roll. Here we go. 175. Lucky number 175. So here's the question, Rebound Y. Find out whose lucky number 175 is. He said, this is from Baldo in the chat. He said, I think, where's he at? He said, I think the 1 hour time is calculating who needs the gear the most. That is why they're giving it out to the level 20s so they can break out and make the top arena rank. Not sure what he meant by that. But he said, please hear me out. I'm thinking they're trying to catch up the lower guys by doing this. I think the game is assuming the higher guys have pre-crafted gear. So I don't know. That's, an interesting point nonetheless. But
it's interesting. I don't want to go ahead and say that the game is trying to pick out who has pre-crafted gear or doesn't have pre-crafted gear, or maybe assuming that the people that are finishing with less damage in the raid are that. But I mean, I think that. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to spread the wealth throughout the guild, and maybe even towards the lower half, so that there's less complaints about it. You got to keep in mind that a lot of the complaining comes from when people at number 46 or number 38 or 39 don't get the full pieces. You know what I'm saying? People who are finishing rank 1 or rank 2 don't get the complaint. So it's a little bit different, but it's I feel like, again, there should have been some, and maybe not like all the way, maybe not, just a permanent fix to get droid callers. If you're going to make it hard for everybody, then fine. But for that initial pre-craft, like when people were able to get from 8 to 9, at level 72, let's say with Qui-Gon, we're talking about, I mean, an unfair advantage for a considerable amount of time. So, and that's player versus player, So, if I'm fighting against somebody in my arena, now they have a Gear 9 Qui-Gon and I don't, and then they pre-crafted more stuff, so they have a Gear 10 Qui-Gon and I don't. I'm still sitting there with a Gear 8 Qui-Gon and I can't do anything about it. That's not fair. I mean, because now, like I said, towards, I've gotten past that point now. But when I first, when we first started to see people, gearing up with the pre-crafted gear, it really, it was a big difference. I mean, there were people that were 6 or 7K power stronger than I was, and I was fighting them in arena.
I'm gonna pause you just for a second. I'm gonna pause you because the guy who won that one had already won before. So I'm gonna go. We can get another winner. Here we go, another winner. 146. What was the one? I just said what? Oh, it was 175. Okay, 146. Okay, so basically, here's what is kind of weird though. If they are doing that, if they're like calculating it that way, that's kind of weird that they do that. That would be kind of a strange way to do it, I guess. But I'll tell you something too, just to keep in mind. I want to get your thoughts on this, see if you noticed this. Okay, when I was working on Old Ben, it seemed like all the stuff that was coming up in shipments, even when I refreshed them, was like geared towards Old Ben. Okay, it was like stuff I needed to get gear Ben or Old Ben to the next, gear level. When I switched gears, I started working on Ayla. It was like all Ayla stuff started. All of a sudden, I started to see it change to like Ayla stuff popping up in the shipments. Have you noticed anything like that? Do you think it's just random, or do you think maybe they actually are kind of seeing what characters you're working on and who needs what, and they're putting that in there for the purple crystal gear that you can buy? Have you noticed that, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen like specifically just the pieces that I need that are popping up. But what I have seen is I think there is some sort of mechanic in there that's geared towards giving you some of those gears that you really want. When you don't necessarily have crystals to purchase them. I think there's definitely a mechanic in there that I'm telling you, out of maybe the 15 or 16 furnaces that I purchased, half of them were there when I had less than the 1,600 crystals and I needed to buy them. So what they're doing there is they're making me buy more crystals to get that furnace. So it's like, because that's a tool they can use, to make you spend more money on crystals. Because you're not just going to buy, 1,000 crystals. You're going to buy 15,000. I mean, so they know that. And I had a situation with my credit card a few days ago, and I lost 2 furnaces in that one day. And I was under 1,000 crystals. So I've seen that.
Yeah, just so you guys know that don't ever buy any crystals in the game. iTunes will actually cap you out, and after a while they'll actually kind of freeze you out of being able to buy crystals or buy anything in the game on his app. So Riemann just told us how much he's been spending recently. He's been spending quite a high level recently. Then, if that was his issue that he's had, where it actually locked him out. So here's our winner.
No, it didn't lock me. No, I had a problem with I had a fraudulent purchases made on my credit card, so I had to cancel out the credit card. Get a new
but
card.
You know what I'm talking about. But you know what I'm talking about, don't you? It does happen.
Yeah.
When you buy a certain number of packs or whatever, anything in succession, they do put you on that cap. So not everybody will experience that, but there are some people out there that do know exactly what we're talking about. Okay, so the winner this week, number 146, was I asked him how to say this too before because he's been on the show. I think he asked a question on the show before. Avalonis, AVALONICE 101. So I'm gonna write this down.
Congratulations.
Yeah, AVALONICE 101. I gotta make a note of that, so I have that on my.
What has he won?
Lord Wrath's ally code. So you know a lot about Lord Wrath's account. What has he got over there? I know he's got General Grievous maxed out.
He's got General Grievous maxed out. He's got around 77 star characters. So I think he's at 67. The thing about Wrath, though, is that not only does he have the characters, but his characters are geared up. So, I mean, that's his focus, and that's why he was discussing with you earlier about the importance of gearing and all that. Wrath has, I believe close to 11 characters.
Baldo has a great point here. I just saw I put in the chat. He said, what I think they need to do is they need to get rid of the gear you get from challenges and the raid rewards. Absolutely. I mean, why even put this garbage raid stuff in? Why even put these as options to get in the raid? You should be getting only this exclusive stuff should be what you have. I mean, that's the only place you can get it is in the raid, or through the guild shipments or guild store, or whatever. So yeah, take all the crap out, take all the garbage out, and just give us, even if it's just salvage pieces, that can go towards a droid caller or something like that. I agree. That's a good point. That's very good.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I feel like every time you do a raid, you should at least be getting halfway towards a gear. And it's like it's just not like that, because sometimes you finish lower and you just get a couple of pieces, and sometimes you finish higher. I mean, just to even end up with an odd number like that, to have 6 more pieces that I need is ridiculous. I mean, because it's unfarmable. So I mean, why would I ever have gotten to 19 droid caller pieces? That's just, yeah. I mean.
All right, next up, we're going to work on Twitch, the Twitch giveaway. Let me pull that one up. So let's see. Yeah, Baldo said no one wants them. If you aren't doing them in challenges, why would you want them in a raid? Yeah, that's true. John Fife said not even a single furnace in shipments, falling further and further behind because of dumb luck. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, if you get bad RNGs. Now, see, the other thing that you can do, obviously, is refresh those shipments with crystals. That's what they want you to do. Yeah, some good stuff going on in the chat. Riemann, did we lose you? You still with us? Okay, the winner of our Twitch promo is on this is his Twitch name. It's Chappax3. 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 Sorry guys, I don't have my trusty co-host Grand Patron with me. Usually makes notes of all this stuff, so I gotta do double duty over here. But yeah, if you haven't followed us over on Twitch, make sure you do that. It's Lord_Skunk on Twitch. Follow us over there. Really appreciate that. Head over to lordskunk.com for all the promos. And then now I'm going to check out the Reddit one. We'll bust that one out real quick. But yeah, you guys got some good stuff going on in there, chat, man. You guys got some good discussions, some good points in there. I like reading that. I like seeing that. All right, let's see what we got going on over on this one. I gotta count all these, man. That's so annoying. All right. Let's see here. The winner chicken dinner of the, which one are we on? We're under Reddit. This is Jeffrey Lester 2. Jeffrey Lester 2. Jeffrey Lester 2. Reddit. All right, cool. And then the last one was the Facebook one. Here's what I'm going to do, though, on that one, because that one was really weird. I haven't quite figured out the best way to do the Facebook deal. So here's what I want to do. I am going to pick a number, okay? I'm going to pick a number on the stream right now. For all you people that hung in there, that are on the live stream, that stay with us, hang out with us, enjoy what we do, I'm going to do it directly for the people that are watching the live show right now. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 100, okay? I'm going to pick a number. And I have written that number down. So if you're in here, you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes to type in the number that you think it is. Between 1 and 100. So pick a number between 1 and 100. Type it in. Whoever gets it, that'll be the drawing for my ally code. You can have my ally code. And you can play with my 4-star General Grievous. There you go. So if you put a number in there, if you're interested in doing that, number between 1 and 100. 1 and 100. Yeah, once I get through this, then I'll answer those questions. I see you guys put some questions in there for me. Okay, so we got a few people put in your numbers. So put your number in. It's between 1 and 100. Put those in. 69. I did think of that one. That's funny. I was like, that's too obvious. I can't pick that. All right, so we got some good numbers going up in there. So you guys got 2 minutes. I'm going to grab a drink, and I'll be right back, and then I'll check those numbers. There's my boy Valsy. Valsy in the house. Been down with me since day one. True gangster right there. Valsy.
You seek Yoda. You know him? Take it to him, I will. Return. 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 On. The rise bear. On. Hashtag. On. The rise was he. On. Hashtag. On. The rise was he. On.
Laser brain. One. To find a job. Laser brain. One. Laser brain. One. To find a job. Laser brain. One. To find a job. Laser brain. One. To find a job. Laser brain. One. To find a job.
All right, let's see what we got here. Okay.
Sorry about that. I had a problem with my my Discord there.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured you got booted out or whatever. Okay, so here's what we did. They're picking a number between 1 and 100. That's how we're doing my ally code giveaway. Since I don't have my trusty grand patron here to help me out, it's a little difficult trying to do both. I used to do this all the time, and now I'm out of practice from doing it. So the number that I picked, so Valsy, if you're still in here, you need to go figure it out. You need to figure out who won. The number that I picked that I wrote down before I even said it was 43. So figure out who it was. Number 43 was my number I picked. So whoever's closest to 43 without going over, okay, without going over, whoever's closest without going over. My number was 43. So let me know who that is. I'll be right back. I gotta let my little puppy dog in.
So what winner are we? Were we just selected? Okay. Anyway, yeah. As far as just to conclude what I was saying earlier, give me droid callers, please. If I could just get an email with like 5 free droid callers, I'd be a super happy camper.
Okay, David Bond, 42. David Bond had 42. Okay, so let me write that down. David BOHN had number 42. Okay, cool. Congrats to David Bond. David Bond, send me an email. LordSkunk2016@gmail. LordSkunk2016@gmail, and I'll give you my ally code. Okay, I need your in-game name and your ally code. Your in-game name and ally code. Email me. The email, all my email is in all the description of all these videos. All right, Reman, what were you saying?
Would that be Bone or would that be Bond?
I don't know. BOHN. Bond? Bone?
Bone.
That'd be a cool name. Bone. David Bone. In the house. David Bone. All right, so Baldo said, I have a good way to look at this. Cost of raid gear. 16,500 guild shop currency for 1 gear item or 200 raid shards. You decide. Great point. Yeah, if you don't have raid. Well, here's the way I look at it. Baldo wanted to know what our point was, or what our thoughts were on the how expensive these items are in the guild shop. Okay, and here's what I'll say on that. I thought a little bit about it, and when I first saw it, I'm like, this is crazy, dude. This is ridiculous. You know, how expensive these things are. But think about it, after you get your max ray, because I did a whole guide on this. If you guys haven't seen it, I got a video that talks about the guild store, and I rate who you should go for and how you should go for them. I think once you get your Gamorrean Guard and once you get your Jawa Engineer, I'm assuming you have 7-star ray. If you don't have 7-star ray, then get her to 7-star. Once you have those 3 characters to 7-star, really, what else are you going to do with that stuff? You know, so I guess over time it's going to accumulate. You know, it'll accumulate as you're doing raids and as you're doing your daily contributions and stuff. So it will eventually accumulate enough to where you can buy one of those pieces. So I kind of see it. I still think it's a little pricey. It's priced a little high, but you know, only time will tell. We'll see. What do you think, Remont?
Oh, I think long term it's great. I mean, you know, I wish I could, you know, turn some of my, you know, my arena shipments or my, you know, my galactic war tokens into gear. You know, but yeah, no, as far as that goes, I mean, right now, I'm just saying, in comparison to getting shards for characters that you don't have yet, like the Gamorrean Guard or the Jawa Engineer, it just doesn't make sense. It's just outrageous, and I mean, it's in comparison to the price of shards. Now, if they were, let's say, just maybe the same prices, but you got the full piece, then that would make sense. I mean, you're talking about 8,000. You got a full droid caller. That would be something different. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, again, long term, will it be better this way? Absolutely. But right now, just kind of pisses me off looking at that number up there, and just thinking about how much I'm wasting instead of getting characters. Because right now I have a couple of teams that I want to work on. I want to see what Gamorrean Guard can do. Jawa Engineer I think is going to be great with my Grievous and a couple other droids. I'm planning on a Jawa Engineer droid team. See what that's like.
Yep. And then here's a question. It's kind of a strange question. I don't think I've ever heard this one before, but how about Asajj and Akbar team?
Asajj and Akbar team.
Yeah. A little strange.
Like with who lead? I mean, I'm assuming
Akbar. I don't see why you would put Asajj. She wouldn't help Akbar any.
Well, Akbar wouldn't help Asajj either.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So I mean.
Well, I'm assuming he's not running a Night Sisters. He's not running a Night Sister Akbar. Why would you want him? They both are. I don't know. That doesn't seem.
I'd say if you're running Asajj because you're giving her, she gives herself speed. Because now Asajj with her max gear at gear 10, she gets additional speed. So she goes from, I believe, an 86. We were looking at this the other day, and correct me if I'm wrong, but she goes to a 98 at gear 10. So she actually does get additional speed, which is still not enough. I mean, she's still under 100 speed, but with her leader ability, giving herself an additional 25 speed, she becomes middling, around the 120 range. So if you're running her lead to get her faster, and then Akbar to give her turn meter, then yes. But you're going to need a couple other pieces with that team to make it really work. But again, you'd be wasting a leader ability on just getting one person faster, which probably doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think there's a much better option. I don't know what his reasoning. Is for that.
I'll tell you, I'm running a Gear 11 Han with a Akbar lead, and I'm using Gear 11 Rex and Leia and Rey right now in PvP, and I'm cleaning house. They're all geared up except I'm not I don't have a droid caller, so I can't get Akbar anywhere. And I mean, really, he's more for his leader abilities anyway. I mean, he's going to get knocked out. He just doesn't have a lot of help with the Han taunt. You can protect your Akbar. And Rey, I have a gear 9, so I just need that one. I need 10 more pieces to get her to gear 10. And I mean, really, even at the speeds that they're at now and with the gear that they're at now, I'm demolishing. And it's because that Han, it actually becomes kind of tanky, like at gear 11. I mean, he kind of makes that jump from like a squishy tank to an actual tank, and that helps him tremendously because his taunt is 3 turns. So, I mean, he has the longest taunt in the game, and if he actually had health to last the 3 taunts, I think that makes him a much more dangerous player, especially if you're facing against a team that doesn't have a Dispeller. Like a Qui-Gon or let's say an Asajj, But that team with the amount of turn meter that's being given, I mean, you can even swap out Hoth Rebel Scout in there for either Rey or Rex, and Hoth Rebel Scout gives turn meter on his basics. So I mean, it's just all this turn meter being given. People are just going so many times. But with the Rex, I mean, you get also that additional boost in turn meter as well. Plus, he reduces turn meter with his basic. There's just so much turn meter manipulation with that team that it just gives you a huge advantage right now, since turn meter seems to be the meta.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you
Good
look
point.
at it, you know, the evasion that you're getting from Obi-Wan is giving you turn meter. So I mean, that's really why that's working so well right now. And it just seems like everything that's working great right now has to do with turn meter manipulation. And that's why I think this Jawa engineer is going to be a great character, because he also manipulates turn meter and gives himself speed based upon, you know, his allies. And really, if you can get that droid team with the amount of damage that they do, maybe a buff and you know, something, and get them going first. I mean, you're going to do a good hurting on people, and I think that that could be a good team in the future. I mean, we'll have to see. I don't know. I don't think anybody has a 7-star Jawa engineer yet, so we'll have to wait a little while to see how that works out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the engineer. For me, I don't really do a lot with droids on my main account, so I want to kind of see what Gamorrean Guard is going to do.
Well, I think Gamorrean Guard has a, you know, I mean, he has possibility to be, you know, one of the better tanks. You know, plus, I mean, it seems like he does a decent amount of damage. Again, I'm just kind of speaking from what I've seen, you know, in the raids. So I'm not really giving you, you know, experience with him on a regular.
Well,
team.
the thing I kind of see, he's I think he's a little similar in certain ways to Sun Fac a little bit. How's your Sun Fac doing, by the way?
Sun Fac's okay. The problem with Sun Fac is the problem that I have with everything else. It's you know, again, I need a droid caller for Sun Fac to get him to gear 9. So after that, I can finish him up. But once I get that droid caller, it's not going to Sun Fac. So I mean, he's a work in progress, you know. But he's definitely good. I mean, you know, he definitely has some good tools to him. I have been leveling up his abilities, and he actually gets. I mean, where I have him at now, I believe he's at 45% counterattack. So I believe when he caps out, he maybe have 50% counterattack, which is also a pretty cool thing that he has.
Yeah. So you haven't ran him at all in PvP really, or not, or haven't checked him out too much?
I've ran him in GW quite a few times, but I haven't had him in PvP yet. No, because I mean, I'm not going to throw him in the PvP team until I see him at like at least gear 9.
Yeah.
You know, and max abilities, and you know, we'll see. I mean, I'm not even at the max level with all of his abilities yet, so I'm not sure offhand what his Omega abilities are, but I'd be curious to see.
Yeah, I'd like to see. You have to do a video or whatever on him when you get him closer.
Yeah, no, he's definitely interesting. I mean, you know, another character I'm really interested in gearing up is Wedge Antilles, and Wedge Antilles needs every single uncraftable piece that there is to get to gear 10. He needs a droid caller, he needs a furnace, he needs a Nubian tech, and he also needs a Nubian scanner.
Oh wow.
So all 4 pieces he needs one of. So I mean, you know, again, the cool thing about this is that, you know, there's not going to be a lot of people that have pumped that droid caller into Sun Fac yet. There's not going to be a lot of people who have pumped that droid caller and that Nubian tech into Wedge Antilles yet. So if you're one of those people that gets him up there, he'll be a rare character to have at gear 10 for a while.
Yeah.
And since he's a rebel, he's definitely somebody I want to try out with. Like, you know, since I'm using
Rebel team,
a base rebel team right now.
Yeah, I got quite a few of his shards. I bought some of those Erodium packs just to get the ability mats, so I could rank up my Rex for raids, which worked out pretty well for me. And then you know, I got obviously quite a few Wedge shards. If I didn't pay attention, I don't think I would really do anything. Personally, I don't think I'd do anything with them. At least not right now. Maybe if you have a rave review of him, I'll check him out.
Yeah, no, he's you know, he's one of those characters that, you know, just I really I got him, you know, because he's a rebel, and also because, you know, I kind of needed the purple mats, and I was planning on gearing and leveling a bunch of characters anyway. So I figured I might as well get the Erodium packs to add my purple mats, and just kind of level up with one or two more characters. And he's also I think he's got a pretty good leader ability, but we'll see. I mean, like I said, it's with any of these characters. I mean, Gamorrean Guard, Jawa Engineer, Wedge. I mean, Sunfac. Until you have them like maxed out and max abilities, it's tough to give them a real grade. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, if I had to tell you what I thought about Sunfac, I probably wouldn't like it. But I mean, it's what he's like when he's maxed out that'll really give me a good gauge on whether he's actually viable in a PvP match or not. But I'd love to try having that double taunt with Han on my Rebel team. Maybe just throw Sunfac in there, opposite him, and see how that works out. Maybe take out either Rex or Ray and see how that works.
Yeah. There's a great point too in the chat. It said, do you think they need to increase credits? I'm in terrible need for these. They should have increased at level 70 double galactic ores. It takes me one entire day to level one guy. Yeah, and if you go back to lordsmith.com and if you check out that guide that Daniels Jacks put together, man, it's pretty good, man. It tells you exactly how many credits you're going to make per day, or actually per week, however you want to break it down. And it's pretty sad, how low it is and how long it takes you and how much it costs to level these characters up. So, yeah, I think, man, just like any game, go back to games like World of Warcraft. Most of us have played that or know that game or games similar to it. Is that when the level cap hits, all the stuff increases, so you get more money. You get more credits, you get more stuff for doing it. Now, I guess they can kind of say, well, you get some decent money from raids. Okay, well, I understand that, but that's not how the main source of that can't be your main source of credits. Can't come from raids. So yeah, I think definitely they need to increase credits. I said that a while back in quite a few of my videos. And during the live shows, is that, man, Galactic Wars is not scaling with the new level cap. I said make the bounty hunter thing every day. Let's get the bounty hunter and the purple mat event and all that stuff, or those challenges, whatever. Let's just get those every day. I think that would help a ton. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's the hardest. It's the most important resource, in the game. Is credits, right? Because you need credits for everything. But that's how they're scaling the game. They're trying to make it last longer for you by making the credits harder to obtain. Now, yes, should they give us more for, let's say, Galactic War? I think those double rewards that they were giving us for a little while are around adequate. If they were giving us that every single day, I think that would be enough to really start leveling up some characters. But what makes a whale is not the chromium packs that he buys. That's really actually the minor part of the cost when it comes to getting these characters, because you're talking about, you could probably spend $500 or $600 or $700, maybe even $800. Somewhere, if you spend around $1,000, you probably have almost every single character, or at least almost enough shards to 7-star. But you'd be close, at least, with most characters, depending on your RNG. But the real money that a whale spends is on credits and training droids. Okay, and you're talking about an endless amount of purchasing credits and training droids to level up characters. It's just so much. So if you're spending $1,000 on characters to get the shards, you're probably spending $4,000 or $5,000 on credits and training droids just to level up these characters and get them gear and all that stuff. I mean, to get a character finished, besides the 7-star, besides the leveling them up from 1 to 80, besides the gear, with all that combined, you're talking about somewhere around 8-9 million credits to get somebody up there. So it's just not a very obtainable resource in the game, and they do that on purpose to scale the game. But like I said, it's that's what you're spending your money on mostly if you're one of these people that has all these characters, because otherwise I mean, Yo-Yo Yoda would still be sitting there with, half of his roster at level 1, based upon the amount of credits that he could have compiled playing this game every single day since he started. The only way he would have every character at level 80 and 7 stars and all this stuff would be, by buying credits and training droids. So that's going to be a real expense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nightmare, man, for credits and resources and training droids too. So a lot of people run into problems with training droids. Some people run into problems with credits. Some people have problems with both. But there's
it's the problem. It's the problem that everyone has. I mean, look at your roster right now. I mean, how nice could your roster be if you had about 100 million credits?
Yeah, I mean, I could have every character 7-star. I mean, I could have the same roster as Yoda, except for I stopped buying. I didn't buy Tusken Shaman. I didn't buy Echo. I didn't buy Sunfat. You can see when I stopped. But yeah, I mean, every character has enough stars to 7-star them. I mean, for the most part, there's not too many characters on here that couldn't be 7-star. You Ro. Okay, wow, that dude's not, but okay, few and far between,
But the point is that you'd have one of those whaley rosters if you had 100 million credits or 200 million credits and training droids. But the point is that you have to buy all that stuff, and that's the real hard resource. That's the expensive resource of the game, because I mean, you buy that, you're getting 500,000 credits for 600 crystals. So I mean, or you're getting 600,000 credits. You have a multiplier there, so there's a chance to get more than that. But ultimately, I mean, you're talking about spending, let's see, about what, $100 just to level up and star 2 characters.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I mean, you're talking about 78 characters, and you want, let's say you want to get them all, like Pokemon. You're talking about a lot of money. I mean, that's where the money really comes into play. Once you have the shards, that's just the beginning part. So now you're talking about making an investment elsewhere, and that's just advice for anybody that's going to be spending money on chromium packs, stuff like that. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to be making an investment that you're not going to want to start and then just finish in the middle. So when you're making that investment for the shards, just factor in that extra investment for the credits and the training droids that you're going to have to make later on as well, because that's going to be costly unless you feel like waiting to grind out. And believe me, it's a slow grind.
Yeah. Well, I got a special announcement today. T.S. James, it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, James. Not only is he a member of Team Skunk, but he has been a long time viewer and participant in the live shows. So that's
I think
cool.
He won one of the. I think he won one of the giveaways last week. Right?
Yeah, I think he did too. Yep, I think he did too. But again, this week's
happy birthday, James.
Yeah, happy birthday. Again, just to recap, this week's winners was Avalon Ice. I think that's how you say it. Avalon Ice. Chaypax number 3 on Twitch. Jeffrey Lester 2 on Reddit. And David Bone or Bond, not sure how we say it, but won the ally code. So those were all our winners for this week. So thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks to all the people that were guests on here. Thanks to Remon. If you guys have questions, make sure you hit us up on Discord. Go to lordskunk.com. We'll give you all the information for our Discord. If you're interested in joining a guild, head over to teamskunk.com. Remon will probably a little bit later tonight will be doing a live stream on his showing some maybe his gameplay or whatever. Maybe he can finally get his Remon rant corrected so he can have that forever encapsulated on video. So, but I appreciate everybody that came out, appreciate everybody that participated, and we look forward to rocking out come the new leaderboards. Is this our last raid for this month, or do we have any more raids? Can we do another raid? I can't remember. I should probably know that.
Yeah. We're still gonna be raiding it up, and
okay.
and then we're gonna take next month by storm.
Okay, good. Okay, so we do. I wasn't sure how many coins we had or whatever. I hadn't been paying attention to that. So okay, cool. So we'll probably do another one of these Sunday then. So we'll see everybody on Sunday. Have a good night. And Remon's going to be hosting the after party over in the lordskunk.com Discord. Get over there. He'll answer your questions live, and you can hear him finish his rant. All right, thanks guys for coming.
I may even pass out at the end.
Yeah, you may even pass out. You never know. You never know. And he leaves his mic open, so you'll hear him snore. But again, big shout out to James. Happy birthday, bro.